What's poppin' and welcome to Popcorn with Cholo Sediaren. And today, could we be any more excited because this is our Friends 25th anniversary, the one with the Friends 25th anniversary episode. So, first of all, I'm here with my friends and we're gonna talk about friends. And how you doing, Boodie and Rissa?
Yuck.
Okay, that didn't work for me. So what's up, guys?
I'm good. I'm ready to talk about friends.
Boodie's excited.
Boodie's the resident.
Boodie's like well prepared.
She's a resident Friends fanatic. Or more ultimate Friends fan that I knew of or that I know of in general.
Talaga?
Ikaw talaga yung pinaka-ultimate dito.
Okay, so this is gonna be my show,
Yes,
actually.
this is Popcorn with Boodie. And I'm just one of the co-hosts.
And kinda cholo.
Kinda. I'm just gonna be here to like mediate and moderate, but Boodie's gonna take over the whole thing.
Grabe yung pressure.
Yes. So before that, of course, if you're new to this show, thank you for listening. And if you're curious about what the show is about, it's about pop culture in general. We have discussion episodes about pop culture icons or pop culture shows, movies that we want to talk about in depth, such as Friends. And of course, we also have interviews every so often with the latest and greatest in pop culture in the Philippines and a lot of things in between. So go listen to those on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts pala, not music.
Singer ka na pala.
Yes, I'm a singer. And YouTube. And of course, you can also go check Radyo Katipunan's Facebook page for our video episodes at the same time. And they also have a lot of streaming services. So before, of course, we go to our
main event.
25 years in the making, this episode. Of course, we have our popcorn or our pop culture kernels of the week and our reactions. Is it a yes, a sax, a sad, or a pass? Okay, so una-una, we have some trailer reactions. Actually, trailer reaction. Isang reaction lang. One trailer lang yung papanoorin natin. Ay, pag-uusapan natin, which is the Frozen 2 trailer 2, which they just released like a few days ago. So what do you guys think about that trailer?
Well, I watched it like literally 1 minute ago before we started recording. Pero interesting siya. I didn't expect it to be as dramatic as it looks like.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, it's I think it's gonna be the most different for a sequel, for a Disney sequel. And I don't know, I'm just looking forward to
And it's one of the first sequels to have a theatrical release.
That too.
I guess.
You know, Disney's not known for their...
Kasi Lion King 2, Mulan 2, Aladdin 2, all of those were like direct to DVD or VHS pala.
Actually,
Aladdin 2 sucked, so...
I love Little Mermaid 2 though.
I do love Little Mermaid.
Melody,
okay,
oh my gosh.
I love Mulan 2 and Little Mermaid 2.
Sino yung kapatid ni Ursula? Si ano?
Si Morgana. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, you know, the trailer didn't show much except for their amazing animation and the fact that Sterling K. Brown, hi, I'm a fan.
Big fan of this podcast. So hi.
Hello to the US.
Yeah. So other than that, I don't know anything. So
that's true. They didn't reveal much.
Yeah,
which,
I didn't really get much of the
studios
story
now
yet.
are really being smart about how they market movies because
so true.
People are like, why are you spoiling the whole movie in one trailer?
Yeah.
They
and
don't
for this
anymore
one,
at all.
For now, I don't know what to expect, but it's Disney. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But the trailer, parang sucks lang for me this week.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But
the trailer
I'm
didn't
for the
excite
trailer.
you that much.
Yeah, parang the lines on the trailer were like, Elsa, get out of there! Parang, okay, what's this? The first. And then, si Sterling K. Brown was like, you need to save Arendelle. Okay,
where'd you learn to do magic?
Yeah, parang, those are the very basic lines that I think would throw off people na parang, okay,
so you don't think that's gonna be the story?
I don't think it's gonna be.
It's never the story. Like, when you watch a trailer now, nothing is ever the story anymore. Especially with Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like for my favorite example was Meet the Robinsons, the trailer. All I knew about the trailer was that they were going to the future.
Yun
That's
lang.
it.
Pero yung
I watched the movie and I fell completely in love
iba
with
talaga.
it. Oh my God.
even Frozen 1, if you remember that trailer, they were like, this Christmas, welcome to this adventure.
Yeah.
And then it's different kasi yun yung may voice over pa. So we don't even know how the songs are gonna sound like
Yeah.
because, you know, the songs
was
are
nothing, yeah.
the heart of Frozen.
Yeah. Sana
if you can
naman
call
may
it
song
that.
na si Jonathan Groff na matagal.
I think he has. Sinabi na niya
Okay,
yun.
thank God.
He showed the preview on Jimmy Fallon in one of his Mindhunter
Exciting.
interviews.
Amazing.
Or parang something like that.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, looking forward to Frozen
looking forward to
2.
Frozen 2, but this trailer is a success.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also showed the teaser trailer for The Crown Season 3. Risa has a
Yeah.
lot to say about that.
Not really, but it's
Has
a yes.
something to say about
It's
that.
a yes.
It's a yes.
Okay.
Olivia Colman is great.
Yeah.
She's gonna play another queen after she played
The Queen in The Favourite.
the queen
Yeah.
in The Favorite,
Yeah.
and also Godmother in Fleabag.
Yeah,
amazing Fleabag.
She's so good. So I am looking forward to the season. I really hope it's good because I'm such a big The Crown fan.
I mean, the accent in that trailer.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my
what?
gosh, I was surprised, but go. I'm super looking forward to it. I want to meet Camilla. I want to meet.
Oh, you're at that. I don't know. I haven't
It's
seen
the
series,
old,
pero
ano
nandun
na,
yung
it's the
stage
old
na tayo
stage
na,
of
ano.
Yeah,
Queen Elizabeth's
Okay.
life.
We're this season 3. I think we're meeting Camilla already,
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
Prince Charles is gonna.
And soon enough,
Drama.
Diana's gonna be
Magkaka-
there.
I think
Drama na.
Diana is coming in latter part of season 4 pa. I think Diana's part is gonna be bigger after Olivia Colman's stint
Yeah.
as the queen.
Pero hindi ko sure kung may in development pa. You know the series Feud by Ryan Murphy also. They're gonna have like a Diana-centric season.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure if it's still in development. Probably still is because the first season came out like 3 years ago, 2 years ago pa. Anyway, so that's Crown
So it's
season
a yes
3.
for me.
It's a yes also. It's coming out November 17 on Netflix. Hi Netflix.
I cannot wait.
Please sponsor this
Please
podcast.
sponsor us. And then next, they also released another Netflix trailer for El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. As I said on this podcast before, I haven't seen Breaking Bad yet.
Pero i-share ko pa
Pero
rin.
share ko lang din kasi I watched the trailer. I have a basic understanding of what Breaking Bad was about, but I haven't really seen it for myself.
I
But this
haven't
movie looks good on its own, and of course I'm not gonna watch it until I get to watch Breaking Bad on
Pero
its own.
PSA lang nandun.
Pero
yung
PSA to
ano.
fans of
Yeah.
Breaking
I
Bad, the
haven't
series.
watched the trailer, but I did
Really?
watch season 1 of Breaking Bad. It's really good, but I didn't continue now. It was so stressful. I got too stressed with Breaking Bad.
Our friend Mika really loves that show. Hello, Mika. I
Shout
hope you're
out.
doing well
Yeah.
with your law school stuff. So next popcorn of the week. It's a yes for fans of Breaking Bad.
Yes. I guess.
Next we have I wasn't able to talk about this in the previous episodes and minisodes, but the Star Magic Ball happened like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Wala lang. I just wanted to mention something Filipino this week. For me, parang medyo sucks lang. They have this Filipino theme, Filipiniana
I like that theme.
I
it was
like
nice,
that.
but I don't think people actually realized it so well. I mean, their costumes, in their outfits for the night. Parang I wasn't really impressed.
There was nothing new. I
Yeah.
mean, like, everyone did the Barrett size sleeves
Yeah.
and everything. I didn't see one that.
I mean, Catherine looked amazing,
Yeah.
Queen.
I think you're biased.
I am,
Yeah,
but-
but she really did.
I mean,
She did
even
good.
She really
Nadine.
did look good. They both
Nadine
look
also,
great.
medyo pareho yung suot ni Nadine
Yeah.
and Catherine.
Yeah.
And James Reid looked like a fruit roll up,
Tapos si Kim Chu, our fave.
the burrito.
No, but I mean, yeah, parang I didn't see anything
Spectacular.
innovative about
Yeah,
their
well, what's new with this year's Star Magic Ball was that they have a charity instead of just partying.
Yeah.
But Angel Locsin didn't even attend.
And
just
use
gave
the
to
money
the charity.
to donate.
I mean, to make
Angel
extravagant
Locsin.
gowns for sure was like it's more expensive
than
than
whatever
like
they
just
donated
giving
to
Yeah.
charity. Yeah.
to charity. And Mimi Ya's videos were funny, at least.
Yung kay,
Yun
nakita ko yung kay Robbie Domingo.
Okay, yun lang yun.
Nakakatakot pag ikaw.
Okay, tama na. Okay, so that's Star Magic Ball. Medyo pinag-usapan. It's a sax
yeah.
this year.
It's a yes for Angel Locsin.
Magkakaroon din ng... hindi pala... Sorry, I forgot that it's not even called the Star Magic Ball anymore. It's
Oh,
called
it's
the
not.
ABS-CBN Ball because they're gonna have they now have 2 balls a year, one for
Oh.
everyone in ABS-CBN, and
Is that just for Star Magic?
another one just for Star Magic exclusive.
That's why
Yeah.
sila, we're okay.
Kasi before,
Makes sense.
it was exclusive to just Star Magic people, but then ABS-CBN has now grown to have Viva people.
Yeah.
Siyempre sila Vice Ganda, Ann Curtis.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
they didn't attend that before, but now
They can.
they can.
Cool.
Yun lang. ABS-CBN Ball. 2019, malapit na rin yung Star Magic Ball event. I think it's called Black Magic this year,
Little
October.
Mix is shaking.
So,
I know.
and it's called Black Magic. Okay, never mind. Ayun, that's the ABS-CBN Ball 2019 mini discussion. It's a sax. So, and next, we just had the Emmys a few days ago as well. Big winners for the night include Fleabag, which
Yeah.
I really love. I've finished the first season and I just finished episode 1 kanina. Tawang-tawa ako mag-isa para akong baliw sa office. But Phoebe
Waller-Bridge.
Waller-Bridge deserves all the love because she's a genius and she's just so funny. I mean,
Yeah.
go watch that on Amazon Prime if you have may free subscription to Globe subscribers. Hi Globe.
Please
Daming
sponsor na
fake
din, Globe.
sponsors. Yeah.
Thank you, Globe.
So text APV to 8080. Kunwari,
That you
sponsor
can only
tayo.
watch the ones available here.
There are only 2 seasons of the show ever, and that's all they're ever gonna make, at least for now. And
Talaga, they're ending with season 2?
yeah, yun na yun. And
Oh.
it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's super short.
Short.
Oh, interesting.
And it's 30
Okay,
minutes.
cool.
The episode mga 30 minutes.
It's an easy
lang.
watch.
So
Cool.
the show was actually nominated for 32 awards, the most nominated for one season of a show ever in
Wow.
the Emmys. And in the regular Emmys, they won Outstanding Comedy Series against like
Mrs.
favorites
Maisel,
like Mrs. Maisel and Veep.
Veep.
Lead actress in a comedy series for Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Outstanding directing and comedy, and outstanding writing and comedy for Phoebe as well. And then, syempre, it's the last season of Game of Thrones. They also won some awards like Outstanding Drama Series, which I don't really agree with because that last season wasn't
Was meh.
as great. But go listen to our second episode. That's 2 hours of Game of Thrones. And Peter Dinklage also won. Ito yung deserving Best Supporting Actor in a Drama. Other noteworthy winners for the night were Billy Porter, who won lead actor in a drama series for Pose. He's the first ever openly gay black man to win an Emmy. So
I love
congrats, and his outfits just slay
Yeah.
in each award
Yeah.
show he
He
goes
really
to.
has the best outfits.
He does. As ano yung pinuntahan niya na may nagbuhat sa kanya or something?
Sa Met Gala.
Met Gala, yeah.
Y'all said camp, diba? Yun yung sabi niya.
Because everyone else in the Met Gala were kind of like meh.
Yeah.
They didn't
No,
take
I
the
was-
theme to heart.
I was looking forward to that theme because camp is such a interesting theme.
Extravagant
But
theme.
not they
A lot of
didn't-
people played it
Yeah.
They did not do camp.
They
guys.
didn't. But
except for Billy Porter.
Billy Porter committed. Congrats to you. Lead actress in the drama series is Jodie Comer for Killing Eve, another great show by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Go watch it. She's really great in this. And she stars opposite Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy. But she's now Eve. They're both equally good, but I guess the Emmy voters believed she was better. I don't know. It's so hard. I feel like especially if you're coming from the same TV show
Yeah.
to be against your
Yeah.
Your
parang you want to be
co-star.
happy, but
Yeah.
you also want to be like,
Why didn't I win?
You know that Taylor Swift, ang tawag dito, Grammy, parang,
Ano yun?
and the winner is, and then Taylor Swift,
Ay, yung red.
it was not red. Ano yung nanalo natin?
Basta letter R din yung pangalan.
Yeah,
That's
so-
why umasa siya.
I mean, that was what gave birth to 1989, so let's be thankful for that.
Why are we talking about Taylor Swift?
Getting off topic.
Okay, Bill Hader also won for lead actor in a comedy series for Barry. That's another show I want to watch.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
Yeah. He was also really good in It Chapter 2.
Oh, I don't watch that stuff.
I didn't really love the movie in general. Parang
Yeah,
okay
I
lang
heard it
siya.
was meh. Sorry,
And it was
I
3 hours long, so I was like, okay. But he was great in that as well. RuPaul won his 4th consecutive Emmy for Outstanding Host in a Reality Program. Yes, Mama Ru. And Drag Race won again for Outstanding Reality Competition Series. And Chernobyl won Outstanding Event Series, Outstanding Directing for Johan Renck, who directed the whole Chernobyl miniseries. And Outstanding Writer for Craig Mazin, who wrote the whole thing and created the show. So congrats to all the winners of the Emmys. You can just Google everything else because we don't have enough time to talk about all the winners.
Each show.
Yeah, pero may controversy then with the Creative Emmy Awards because apparently James Corden won over Beyonce's Homecoming Netflix special. Yeah, people are
kind of mad about it. Like, I mean, James Corden,
what did he win for?
Best direction for event series or a special, and Carpool Karaoke with Paul McCartney won against Beyonce's Homecoming.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I haven't seen the Homecoming yet.
Kasi I saw some tweets na the cameraman also tweeted of Beyonce's Homecoming. And they showed the camera work.
Yeah,
and then they're saying na compared to James Corden's Carpool Karaoke na nakadikit lang yung camera sa windshield. How could it win best direction?
I don't know if like the sentimental value of the video parang may bias.
Probably. But I mean, Queen Bee.
Yeah.
I get that how that's a controversy, but I haven't watched Homecoming, so I don't know. Like,
but I'm sure their arguments valid.
You know, people are just gonna forget about it after the next controversial thing. But Beyonce's been getting snubbed for all her great works for some reason lately. So I mean, go Beyonce, we love you, but I don't know what's up with everyone else voting for these things. Anyway, so it's a yes for all the winners of the Emmy, except probably James Corden.
That's a sack.
My God.
That was a sack.
That's a sack.
And then next popcorn we have for the week is JVN, or Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye, comes out again as this time as HIV positive and as a victim of sexual abuse. I mean, this is not really a yes per se, but you know,
a yes for Jonathan.
Yes for opening up.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan has a new book kasi, and parang he talks about his life. Obviously, it's a memoir, and during an interview with, I mean, in the book and an interview with the New York Times, in this same article called Jonathan Van Ness of Queer Eye comes out. Yun talaga yung, yun talaga yung
Let's
headline.
be straight to the point.
Yeah, yun, he says na he struggled a lot in life, and part of it is being a part of the beautiful, he calls it the beautiful HIV positive community. And it's great. I mean,
I love him.
Sabi lang niya na syempre, in the beginning of Queer Eye, he can't just come out as HIV positive because the very idea of Queer Eye itself is, you know, not, hindi pa nila alam na magiging ganun yung success nila as Queer Eye. So those are some things you don't reveal right away to the general public, because Jonathan is the breakout star of
Queer Eye,
and you know, as seen as a positive, super positive person. So I mean, it's a yes. I mean, we are sending our love to you.
I love Jonathan.
JVN.
Like, he's the best.
Yeah. Yun lang. This article also showed na, you know, the people you see who are very like
happy,
cheerful, happy. Hindi naman sila yung all the time naka-on yung ganong ano na. Sometimes kasi may part of the article, if you've read it, na people come up,
people were coming up to him during
he was
the
getting
interview.
teary-eyed, and people were coming up and he was like, sorry honey, parang it's not the time for a picture today. And then he was like, you know, namaste, something like that.
I remember reading namaste.
Yeah, so parang yun, we're sending our love to JVN.
We love you. You're
if you
amazing.
have the chance to get his book and read more about his life, go read that and
follow him on Instagram. I love his Instagram.
Super.
Yung mga gymnastics videos.
Yes, and all the Anthony clickbait.
But you know, like, I think that there was a sneak peek already of what Jonathan's life was like when they did the first episode of season 4
with his school,
with the school and his teacher and stuff like that. So I think that already showed us like a little bit of who Jonathan was, like, and parang it's already common knowledge like between the guys that Jonathan didn't really have a fun high school experience. So I think but I'm happy that he's this person, and I feel like if I met Jonathan in real life, I feel like I'd be comfortable and just be like, hi.
Yes, queen. Ganun siya. Pero yun, it's a yes.
Yeah.
Go Jonathan.
Go
We love you. And syempre to our HIV positive listeners, if we have any,
The community.
we don't hate you.
Yeah.
We don't stigmatize you. I hope everyone gets more gets more
Aware, I
of what HIV being HIV positive means, what HIV is. It's not just a gay disease.
Yeah.
Because people are saying, oh, because you just have
But it's
intercourse.
not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. I mean,
A mother could have HIV and give birth to an HIV positive.
yeah, it's
Wow, sobrang ano na ng usapan natin. But yun,
Thank you to Jonathan.
thank
for
you, JVN, for
bringing
opening
this
up.
conversation.
like just before
to
we
light.
started recording, I had to ask them about HIV because I couldn't
Yeah.
understand it
Because he's already undetectable at this point.
Yeah.
And being undetectable means that you can't transmit it na to other
Yeah.
people, even if you have the HIV virus.
Yeah.
So yun, be more aware about
Yeah.
HIV.
We send our love to all of you.
Yes. And speaking of woke topics for the week. Oh, and before that pala, see the Japan special of Queer Eye comes out in November as well. It's like a 4-episode miniseries.
So many things are coming out.
Yeah, 4 episodes, and they're gonna be in Japan. So it's gonna be a different take on Queer Eye
Yeah.
because it's an Asian.
Yeah.
It's Asian
That's
people.
hard.
May
Asians
language
are hard.
barrier.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a special guest with them, na Japanese.
Yeah, of
din siya.
course.
She's a woman.
Translator.
No, I mean an actual parang Queer Eye
Alam mo,
person.
celebrity
Oh, a
din siya
hero.
sa
Oo, sa
Japan.
Japan.
din.
Oh, she's a hero.
No, she's
No. She's like
she's
part of the Queer
Fab
Eye
Five for
squad.
this special.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yun. So go and watch out. Personally, hindi ko pa natapos
Stream
yung season
Queer
4.
Eye.
But Stream Queer Eye, it's great.
Yeah,
I love these
it's great.
people, except
Go.
for that problematic Karamo thing that happened lately also.
Let's not get into
Let's
that.
not get into that. Let's get into our last popcorn for the week, which is Greta Thunberg and the climate strike. It's not really pop culture, but I think it's really important to talk about
Yeah.
in all platforms, wherever we are heard or seen. So, 16-year-old Swedish environmental activist, that's a mouthful. Si Greta Thunberg had a speech at the UN Climate Action Summit in New York. So we're gonna play the clip and we're gonna react to it after. Okay.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Wow. I mean, what a powerful statement coming from a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be discounting anyone regardless of their age.
Yeah.
Pero her statements on climate change are just so influential. And that's amazing that we have someone to speak out for
Yeah.
our generation who's gonna suffer the consequences, as she says, of older generations who fail to like think about the consequences of what
their actions.
their actions, thinking about business all the time. And yun nga, if you read or listen to the whole video, she talks about specifics pa about if we do what they're planning to do, that's only solving 50% of the problem in 10 years, parang
Yeah.
ganun. So, I mean, before the speech itself, she began a one-woman student strike in Sweden kasi siya
Every
lang talaga. And that's what got the world's attention. And if people aren't aware, Greta actually has Asperger's, which is another amazing thing because she's doing this for the whole world and for the whole humanity and for Earth. And yun, starting with that one-woman student strike, just last week, the whole of New York pretty much came together in climate
Yeah.
strike.
Not just New York,
and
the whole world.
the whole world at the same time. And that's amazing to have
I know.
that kind of impact to the generation. And even parang getting to New York was kind of hard for the UN parang pagawa sa kanya. She actually had to travel for 2 weeks from Sweden to New York,
Yeah.
riding an eco-friendly yacht because she didn't want to ride planes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's amazing. And, this is pretty much a PSA on
Yeah.
how we should be aware of how the world is, suffering. And we're going to suffer along with it.
If we don't do
if we
anything.
don't do anything. And I mean, it's pretty hard, to be honest. Syempre, there's the whole revolution of plastic, not
Getting
using
rid of
plastic
plastic.
straws, using recyclable utensils and straws, not using
Zero
plastic
waste
bags, zero waste lifestyle. Medyo mahirap pa siya sa
Mahirap.
Pilipinas,
It's
even
hard.
around the world.
It's hard anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, personally, syempre, kahit may ganun kang items na recyclables, reusable stuff, di mo siya dala all the time. So, guilty din.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's great to be reminded with these powerful people, the powerful speech na, wow, look at her. She's 16 years old, Gen Zer, trying to speak up to UN leaders, saying, how dare you?
Yeah.
And then here comes Donald Trump having a tweet, retweeting this video and saying, she seems like a very happy young girl, looking forward to a bright and wonderful future.
Do you know
So
what
nice to
she
see.
did after?
Yes, she put it as her
Her Twitter bio. I
which
love
is
that.
amazing. I love the power. And there's that video of her na GIF.
The GIF.
Na, ang caption
Giving
niya,
Donald Trump a death
yeah,
stare.
it's a death stare. But the caption is, a little girl and parang ano yun? Parang something about a little girl and Donald Trump.
Or a little girl.
A little girl and
And Greta Thunberg. Is that what
I'm
you
gonna
mean?
search the tweet up right now.
Oh my God.
Because it's really funny. It says,
Kaya mo yan,
pictured
Gina.
a petulant child with a mental disorder and Greta Thunberg.
Oh
And
my
that's the gif of
gosh.
that's the gif of
Greta giving Trump
Greta
a
giving
death
him
stare.
a death stare. So it's amazing na hindi siya nagpapapalag, and it's only evident of how older people, older generations want to belittle little girls. She's 16, and I mean people in general. Parang
Yeah.
you're belittling na okay, climate change does not exist. It does. I mean, I just saw an article before we started the show saying that Antarctica's
Yeah, I saw that.
Antarctica's ano yun?
The sea or something
The sea
melted.
dried up for the first time. Alaska's sea ice,
not
not Antarctica, completely melted for first time in recorded history.
Yeah, I saw that also.
And I mean, if that's not an indication of the
That we're
problems,
dying.
then we're dying. We're all gonna die. I mean,
you don't even need that indication. You can just sit here in the summer
yeah.
or even just
Yeah.
wait for the rainy season. Like, nothing about it is
Normal.
anymore
It
or
isn't.
normal. I mean, our summers are so bad. And it's coming from a girl who walks from the bus station to the office. Okay, like, this is bad. And even our rainy seasons are scary. Like, sometimes it's terrifying to even go out of the house during our rainy seasons now. It's not fun.
It's not normal.
It's not
Yeah.
normal. So you don't need
And what more in the next few years if we don't
Exactly.
do anything about
you don't
it?
need the article on Alaska's snow melting. You just need to look outside, honestly.
Well, it's nice
really
that
bad.
yun nga, we have a reminder of it.
Yeah.
And of the impending doom if we don't do anything for now. So, yes, queen for
Yes,
you.
for
Yes.
Greta.
Greta Thunberg
Yes.
clapping back at Donald Trump and her whole speech.
She is one brave girl.
She is. So those are our popcorns for the week. Very woke and very exciting for the times and sad for the times. Ang daming
Daming
feelings,
ganap.
daming emotions.
Yeah.
Every week naman. So we will go on a short break and we'll be back with more popcorn. Welcome back to Popcorn with Cholo Sediaren, and we're here to talk about Friends. It's the Friends 25th anniversary this year.
Spectacular.
Actually, ang daming anniversaries na nangyayari this year in pop culture. So for one, of course, Friends is celebrating its 25th.
Yeah.
Batman just celebrated its 80th anniversary since the comic debut. Last year's Superman naman. And then earlier this year, they also had Ghostbusters for the 35th anniversary. And surprisingly enough, si Naruto and Batman share the same anniversary, September 21, 20th anniversary naman ni Naruto this year. And Marvel Comics in general is also celebrating 80 years this year. So ang dami. And Friends, of course, It premiered in September 22, 1994. So just a few days ago, it celebrated its 25th anniversary. I mean, it's older than all of us right here.
That's wild.
It's crazy. So yeah. Syempre Friends is really one of the most beloved American sitcoms worldwide. You can probably say that
Yeah.
as a
I think
general
so.
statement, but it's true, especially with the with the emergence of Netflix and streaming services.
Yeah.
It's much more easier
It's a whole
for
new
Yeah.
audience
everyone.
for people.
yeah. I mean, generally it's Gen Zers and
Yeah.
millennials, like
Who watch it.
the younger millennials,
The people who
are
weren't born yet.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that it's such a phenomenon to even reach our
The younger
age.
generation.
My sister has only like watched it recently. As in, parang, I don't know why, but like, I always, like I knew all the storylines. I knew about
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel's baby and whatever. And then, parang one time it just came out on TV, and then my sister's not that much younger than me, by the way. She's only like 3
But
years
Rissa's
younger.
only a few months younger than Friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, well,
I'm like a year-ish
Yeah.
after Friends. Boodie's
Ako mga
2 years.
season 2 na ako.
Oo, season 2 na
yeah,
si Boodie.
I'm like episode 5 or something.
Christmas special.
Competition.
Christmas special ng season
Anyway,
1. So this is gonna be like a Friends from the younger millennial perspective.
Yeah,
Wala
so-
kaming masyadong experiences as a person who've watched Friends.
Or who like waited for it every week.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have. Sorry, we're not.
Just like
that.
We
the
watched it already when it was all out.
Yeah.
true.
But anyway, the point is, parang I think Emma was in the episode or something, and parang my sister's like, "That's Rachel. Rachel has a baby." I was like, "Yeah," and then I was like, "Yeah, with Ross," and she goes,
Hey,
"With
don't
Ross."
spoil our listeners. Joke lang.
naman.
that was me. Parang kasi
It's a 25-year-old
It's a
series.
25-year-old series.
Anyway, so parang and then parang my parents like, "Why don't you know this?" And I'm just like,
It's
she's a
general
Gen-
knowledge.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's like it's general knowledge, but yeah. Anyway, she's only starting to really watch it now.
Well, what I knew even before I started watching the series, parang alam ko na yung airport scene for some reason. I mean, it was iconic back in the day. Syempre, Rachel's iconic, the Rachel haircut, which
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston hated, by the way. If you're not a fan enough to know that fact, na
Yeah, she hated
that haircut she didn't like. Kaya in the later seasons,
It was cut.
mahabang hair na siya. And syempre, what else is iconic about it in general pop culture?
The song,
The song,
Yung
the
theme song.
fashion.
the
yeah.
fashion, yeah. Actually, it's just iconic.
And you know,
the
Rachel
purple
Berry
door.
from Glee is actually named after Rachel Green from
Really?
Friends. So, I mean, it's evident of the impact of Friends on pop culture in general. Na other pop culture refer to it. And, you know, I'm the Gleek here in the room. And Boodie here will take over the show from this
now
point on. So, ang daming nangyaring 25th anniversary celebrations ng Friends. They had Coffee Bean, Central Perk takeovers,
Yeah.
pop-ups in New York with Chandler's apartment.
And collabs upon collabs with
Yeah,
different
like
brands.
Lego.
Like Pottery Barn.
I bought the Lego set of
Oh my
Friends.
God.
Pottery Barn.
Pottery
which is,
Barn, my
they had
brain
a whole
exploded.
episode about Pottery Barn.
Also for Ralph
Lauren.
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 I don't know.
Whatever.
Basta yun.
Rachel
RL,
says
basta RL.
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah. So I say Ralph Lauren.
And they also have a collab with those brands who are part of
Part
the
of the show.
So, and they had an Empire State showcase with the lights set to the song "I'll Be There." I'll be there for you, but the Meghan Trainor 25th anniversary special edition, which is kind of weird because apparently Meghan Trainor was a baby pa lang or wasn't even born when Friends came out. Also,
Tayo din naman eh.
yeah, so parang for her to be singing the 25th anniversary, parang medyo not related.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an okay cover,
it should've
but
been
it's
she's a
just
fan.
cover. She is.
Oh,
She's
yun
watched
pala.
every episode and all that. So, I mean, Meghan Trainor, go. Yun, those are the 25th anniversary celebrations. Of course, popcorn, di tayo magpapahuli. Meron din tayong 25th anniversary retrospective as we had our
Yeah.
Glee 10th year retrospective earlier this year in episode 4. So, ayun, general info for those who aren't familiar with Friends, but maybe, I mean, I don't know if you're why you're listening to this if you're not a fan of Friends. to those curious about Friends, it aired from September 1994 to May 2004. So we were already born by the time it ended, obviously.
We were
And parang if we
grade school.
if we wanted to, we could have watched it along, but not in the beginning. Created by David Crane and Martha Kaufman, of course, starring in alphabetical order Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, then Arquette, dahil nag-break na sila at this point, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer, who have all made their impacts in pop culture even after Friends, but they were made famous through the show.
They are still known as Friends.
Everywhere as the Friends. And it ran for 236 episodes and 10 seasons. So we're here in Popcorn today to look back at our favorite things about the show, mostly with Boodie. And as we also try to answer the internet's hottest questions and debates about the show. So that's the second part of our discussion. So
Mahaba-haba yung
mahaba-haba
usapan na
to siguro.
Yeah.
So una-una, let's recall paano ba natin natagpaan yung Friends. How did you get into Friends in the first place? Or yeah.
It started nung elementary, as early as elementary. I remember I wasn't watching it like religiously.
Yeah, and
but
you didn't know the seasons, right?
Yeah, because my sisters are big fans of Friends. So like kompleto yung DVD set namin before. And they would always be watching it sa bahay. So
Before the Netflix age.
before Netflix was a thing. Sa DVD pa kami palagi.
DVDs, guys.
So yeah, they would always
Metro
watch
Walk.
it.
Metro Walk was love.
True. Tapos, so ayun, I started like being familiar with Friends like as young as that.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it was a good idea that I should have been watching it that young. Pero when I got into high school, that's when I really started watching it. And like really
for
getting
real.
into it. Tapos, so yun, I've probably watched it like 5 times over each episode.
That's
Because-
crazy. Now with
kasi-
Netflix also,
Yeah,
parang it's
especially
easier.
because of Netflix din naman. Well, actually, hindi. Even before Netflix,
Yeah.
medyo like kabisado ko na yung buong
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was always something I had in the background because I'm the kind of person na palagi
Likes to
kailangan
watch
may show
something.
in the background even when I'm not watching.
Yeah.
And Friends was always like my go-to show ever since high school. So, ayun.
Ako,
Just-
same with you. My sisters who are younger than me.
That's
Sila pa yung
weird.
sila pa yung naunang manood ng Friends. And I was like, ano pa tong pinagkakaguluhan nila? Because I remember back in grade school, uso pa yung Second Avenue or watching in TV in general.
Yeah.
I'd see the latter seasons of Friends na I think it was the Joey era, mga 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
Because we'd
Patapos na yung
always
series
watch
na.
Ellen on Second Avenue. So, patapos na yung series and they'd have replays. And I was like, oh, I think yun yung early memories ko of Friends. But I only got into it mga 2015. That's 4 years ago na pala. But parang I didn't wanna binge everything tuloy-tuloy. I kind of like paced myself. So, yan. Those are my Friends memories. And I finished everything naman. I've only seen a couple, not religiously as Boodie. I've only seen parang random episodes. I mean, I've seen the whole thing, but aside from that, rewatches would be like just a bunch of random episodes in between.
Yeah.
That's why Boodie is taking over. Rissa?
Well, I guess, yeah, mga grade school rin. But I think it was same. It was just in the background.
Yeah.
Like when you flip through the channels,
Yeah.
it was just always there. And then my dad and my mom, they wouldn't buy the box set because it was expensive.
Yeah.
So
Collector's edition yung mga ganun,
so they'd normally borrow from their other friends the box set. So we'd have one season at a time at the house, and I'd watch it with them or something. But for some reason, like, I knew everything. Like, I knew the whole storyline.
Yeah.
I knew that Ross and Rachel were gonna have a baby. I knew that Chandler and Monica were gonna get married. I knew.
I didn't know all of that when I watched.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
for
weird.
some
Yeah.
weird reason, I was spoiler averse.
Yeah, you're so
About
crazy.
the whole thing. So parang I watched it as a normal person without all the
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah.
And that was very like, wow. Tawang-tawa talaga ako
Yeah.
whenever I'd watch.
Meanwhile, I've never seen the whole series in chronological order from season 1 to season 10.
And you can't
Of the many times
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
never ko siyang napanood in chronological
so you can't
order.
distinguish which season is which.
No,
diba?
I can't.
Yeah.
Yun lang yung thing
Yeah.
ko.
Ako parang I just watched it quote unquote regularly.
Yeah. Well, ayun, parang it was just around. So I kind
Yeah.
of knew it. And then I think freshman year, I got it from you. I got the whole 10 seasons from you. And like one time we were in the library and then I was going through your hard drive. I was like, can I have all 10 seasons of Friends? And then I think that was the only time I actually really watched the whole thing tuloy-tuloy. Like, I had seen snippets or whatever, and it's always on yung Warner Brothers TV. Like, sometimes when I flip there, it shows. But, parang I loved it ever since. I always found it funny, but I never, like, really went out of my way to watch it until you gave me the entire series. So that was around 2013.
My power, guys.
The power
My
of
power.
Boodie.
That was around 2013. So I guess 6 years ago. Yeah. Freshman year yun, I think.
So generally, we're kind of young into the Friends fan base, except for Boodie. Pero siguro one of my favorite random stories about Friends, parang in the beginning, it's really one of those shows na I never skip the intro because sometimes nakakasawa na pakinggan yung mga intro
Ako wala.
TV shows.
I'm in the face na siniskip ko
Parang
yung intro.
ako-
Yeah, I skip it now.
In the beginning, I was like, and parang the first time I watched it, I never skipped the intro. And in the first few seasons, di ba sumasayaw sila? And then I tried memorizing each person. Di ba si Phoebe may parang part na gano'n? So parang,
Ano, pakita mo
parang
ulit sa
gano'n.
kanila.
Parang just got lucky sa mga nakikinig lang o sa audio. But yung mga ganun-ganun nila, so parang random lang. And then eventually, as I kept on watching,
Yeah,
they
it
changed the
changes
clip.
every season.
So I was like, okay, I'm done.
Actually,
trying
super
to
funny yun na
memorize this.
trick. You should try to learn regardless. Parang hidden talent mo. Oh, I know the
I know the
choreography of each season.
so I'll be there for
song.
you. And speaking of the intro song, apparently, if you didn't know, fun fact is that it was actually co-written by the creators of Friends.
Yeah.
It was written for the show lang talaga.
Yeah.
The original version was by the Rembrandt.
The Rembrandt.
And parang because of the popularity, their record label was like,
Let's make
you
a
need
full
to make
song.
a full
Yeah.
song. And the music video actually has them. Imagine parang di pa ganun kasikat. They didn't know kasi if Friends was gonna be
Big.
A big
as
thing.
big as it is. And imagine having just a music video for a song with the cast of Friends. That would be a dream come true for like a band of the day, siguro. I mean, coming from... Yeah, but that was a really fun video to watch also. But anyway, back to the discussion.
Oh, but did you know that they filmed the opening sequence without the music?
But they knew the song.
They knew the song, but there was no recording yet of it. So
sayaw lang sila.
yeah, all they know is I heard the song. Let's pretend it's playing in the background while we're dancing around at a fountain.
But before they even got to the name Friends,
Oh, yeah, it
ano yung
was
mga other names sila?
Insomnia
Insomnia Cafe,
Friends like
Six of
us.
One
Friends Like
bar or
Us,
something.
and then it became Six
of One.
Six of
And
One.
then that's when they decided to
Just
have
Friends
it as
na lang.
Friends.
Na may dots in between
Yeah.
each letter. Oh my
So anyway, let's talk about our favorite moments in the show before we get into like how it affects our daily life, if it does. Sino yung favorite friend nyo? Siyempre nandiyan sila lahat sa harap natin sa mga nanonood ng
Well,
video.
Boots and I have the same answer.
Yeah, it's Chandler.
Same, actually,
Chandler.
I'm the same. Chandler din.
I mean, he's the best.
He's just, yeah.
Kayo
I
muna,
mean-
kayo muna.
I mean, I guess if you talk about which character you could relate to the most, for
It's
me,
Chandler.
the fact that
Chandler.
people are like, you don't know sports, you're into musicals, the sarcasm, that's all me. Chandler plus,
Was Chandler into musicals?
di ba Oklahoma, alam niya yung mga kanta doon because of his dad,
Okay.
but not like obsessively into
Yeah.
musicals,
Yeah.
but like he knew musicals more than he knew
But yeah.
sports.
Sports,
And that would parang the whole character of Chandler.
See, Mr. I'm
itself.
hopeless, awkward, and desperate for love.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hello
Yeah.
sa mga tao dyan nakikinig.
But yeah, I really love nga Chandler because mostly for the humor nga, he was the
So
one that I
funny.
found the funniest
Yeah.
talaga.
And
Like-
I think Matthew Perry kasi is funny, like as an actor. So I think he did help develop Chandler. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I think honestly, I think he's one of the sweetest characters in the
Yes.
whole series. Like he doesn't show it enough, especially in the earlier seasons. But when in the latter part, when he's already married,
He's a
and
softie.
he's a baby. I mean, I watched the episode recently when he just started to cry again.
Oh yeah.
So funny.
When he was trying to read chicken
Yeah,
soup for the
chicken
soul, parang umiyak siya.
Yeah, and then parang when what's the Jill was in that episode, Reese Witherspoon was in that episode and she left, and then
Yeah.
he was like, I can't believe Jill's coming back. he said, I can't help it, I opened the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
Pero
baby.
yun din, parang for the 90s to have a representation of a guy that's not your typical guy.
Yeah, I think-
as compared to Joey,
Yeah.
na they're the best friends and they're the kind of like polar opposites, if you can say. Like,
I guess. Oh, the confident
Yeah,
one
yeah,
and the awkward one.
Yeah.
He's made fun of for being kind of feminine. And like honestly,
Yun na nga.
he's not. But I guess
I think-
in the early 90s, maybe he was.
I think he is, those kinds of traits would be deemed as
Yeah.
feminine. But it's 2019, nobody
Yeah.
really cares
Yeah,
about
no, but
that at this
I
point.
think in the early 90s, that was considered
Yeah.
feminine.
Uh-huh.
But
Pero whatever.
yeah,
man.
he's a softie, and I think I really love his dynamic with Monica.
Yeah, and like
And
his character progression,
his
yeah, like, from
character
like the
development's
earlier
great.
seasons when he was afraid to commit. Like remember Janice, how terrified he was of Janice,
Yeah.
and from that to his relationship with Monica. So parang
But
Go
each
Chandler.
friend has their own like.
I know, like we're
Unique
just talking
quirk.
about Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But we
everyone
love them
except
all.
Ross. Let's fight about that. Just
okay,
kidding.
let's talk about
Mamaya-
that.
mamaya
let's talk about
later.
No,
Ross,
but we love I love them all personally. But if I'm gonna pick
Chandler talaga. Pero I don't know. Syempre Phoebe also has one of the most outrageous
Yeah.
Yeah.
arcs ever to have
Yeah.
triplets from your brother just to
Phoebe's just an
the
odd
cat mother,
character.
yung akala niya nabuhay ulit yung nanay niya.
Yeah, with
tapos
the cat.
with
yeah.
the cat,
Yeah.
smelly cats, all that.
New songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Si Princess Banana Hammock.
Yeah. Princess Consuela.
Yes, I forgot
But-
Consuela. And everyone has their own quirks and has their own trajectories in the show. What else do you want to talk about about the friends, Boodie?
I don't know. What's your
We're just Chandler fans here.
Oh my, I don't know. Get me out of the Chandler.
Siguro parang the Monica also na parang
Yeah, I love Monica
Yeah.
also. But I can't relate to her as much as
the
I
type
could.
A kind
Yeah,
of girl.
I'm not a type A girl, so I like Rachel. I like how
Yeah.
she starts from
Being
From
a
being
dumb
the
blonde.
rich.
bottom.
Yeah, she
to-
was kind of like a dumb blonde. Very
Yeah.
blonde.
Yeah, pero yun yung branding
Yung
niya
branding
sa
niya in the
earlier
beginning.
And then she
seasons.
started like really stepping up her game, like as
Uh-huh.
a career woman and stuff. So, like,
But
I
then
think-
Ross had to like
okay,
be the
mamaya na si,
kontrabida,
mamaya
pero
na
sige.
yan. But-
Those are the hot takes
Yeah.
that we will be talking about
But
later on. But I think
Yeah.
the very fact na such a diverse, quote-unquote diverse, but
They're all white.
parang a group of diverse characters, not people or races, parang could come together to have a friend group. I mean, our thesis, kami ni Boodie, our thesis mates, was actually semi-inspired by Friends. Hi, Sir Sev. He was our thesis advisor. And he'd always
Hi,
say,
sir, we miss you.
look at the show Friends.
Yeah.
Those are a group of people that people who were young at that time looked up to, because those were
They were going through what
they were going through what they were going through. And our thesis, if you're interested in listening about this, it's about
thesis.
adulting. So parang in a sense, Friends was adulting for the generation watching
yeah.
them.
I agree.
The thing I like lang about them, like their dynamic as the 6 characters, is that there's such flawed characters. Like,
Yeah.
none of them are
Perfect in a sense.
any
Yeah.
like there's no one near perfect, but they just accepted each other for who they were. Like they're like, oh, you're gonna be like this, okay. Parang they didn't try to fix each other.
But it's
They didn't
probably
do
also
that,
the
no.
history kasi between everyone, even before
Yeah.
Rachel got to New York na, you know that one episode where apparently they were all there
Yeah.
in some points of their lives,
Yeah.
but they didn't know.
Yeah.
And syempre, Ross and Monica siblings,
Yeah.
Monica and Rachel friends, then
Chandler and Ross
Chandler
are
and
friends.
Ross, then all the history between them. Parang, what do you think is the thing about Friends and how they personified adulthood struggles that made it so make it so not made but make it still so parang relevant to a lot of people now?
Because it's relatable. The stories, like the storylines were relatable. Like
Yeah.
when you, like I catch myself all the time. Kunyari something happens in my daily life, and then I'd go, "Oh my god, this was like the episode in Friends where ganito
She has
did
that
this."
encyclopedic
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah. So parang that's personally why I
Yeah.
like Friends, because it's it's relatable. It's relatable.
It's funny and
really is,
relatable.
yeah.
Actually, a while ago this afternoon in the office when we were cleaning the office, we were just talking about how Monica wanted to clean Ross's ex-girlfriend's
Apartment.
yeah, and things like that. Like it's just you
It's
just
so
remember it.
mundane if you think about it.
Yeah, no, it is. And like one of my favorite lines is when I think season 1 pa to, when Rachel asked Phoebe, do you have a plan? And then Phoebe said, I don't even have a plan.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think that's just me, like right in this very moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have a plan.
Parang
So
it's
many.
nice to have that trajectory nga from season 1 to season 10.
Yeah.
That growth to see how they've still remained pretty much the same at their core, but
They grew
excelled at their jobs,
Their relationships.
except Ross probably. Diba? Parang Monica and Chandler didn't even expect to get together
Yeah.
because parang syempre sa una parang you're like my brother's best friend,
Yeah.
and then you're my best friend's sister.
You peed on my leg. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so parang yun, I think the appeal really is on that na
We can see
we all
ourselves
have our
in
own
them.
barkadas also. And it's nice to see na parang yun nga, through everything they'll be there for you. I mean, the theme song is really
it's accurate.
accurate.
Yeah.
Your life's a joke,
You're broke, your love
Your
life's
love life's
the
the
away.
That's
my God.
me. Just kidding.
I tweeted that the other day, and then someone replied, "I have never related to this song so much in my life." I was like, "Oh my
See?
God!" But it is true.
Even before, kasi nung college tayo, mas hindi mo gets yung
Actually, that's
struggle.
true.
the job stuff,
Oo.
yeah.
I relate to them more now. After college.
Yeah.
Like when I watch
Because
it now.
we're almost their age.
Yeah, when
We
the
are
series
their
started.
age.
Like
when
early, it
Yeah.
started parang they were in the early mid-20s.
They were like mid-20s, so we're
getting there. Tapos
Nagsimula na yung
actually, if
season
you
one
know the
natin.
second verse, if you listen to the second verse of the full version of the song,
You're stuck in
pinaka-relate
bed,
ko yung
something.
you're stuck in bed at 10 and your
Your work
Your work
start
began
began
at
at
8.
8. That is me. Yun talaga ako. I swear. So anyway, back to characters and
Yeah.
favorite moments. Sino yung favorite character niyo outside of the main group?
Paul Rudd, Mike Hannigan,
Yeah,
Well,
aka
true.
Crap Bag.
For
I was
one,
thinking about it too, and it's
It's gotta be Mike. How can it not be Mike?
It's Mike.
I mean, because there's been a lot of
Yeah.
guest stars. Tom Selleck, of course, as
Richard, iconic.
on and off relationship,
Monica.
daddy and sugar baby relationship.
Oy,
If you could
grabe.
say it that, parang that was a representation
Yeah.
of that kind of storyline.
Yeah.
Na, is it okay to date someone
that much
older and
yeah.
not
Your
just
dad's best
your dad's
friend,
best
no
friend.
less.
Yeah, and syempre Brad Pitt was there. Syempre asawa pa niya si Jennifer
That was a
Aniston
funny
at that
episode.
point.
That was a
I really
funny
liked that episode.
I just watched
And
it the other day.
Reese Witherspoon and Christina Applegate, were Rachel's sisters. Sobrang dami. And of course, Paul Rudd.
Bruce Willis also.
Yeah, Bruce
right?
Willis. Paul Rudd. Well, we love Paul Rudd personally. So,
But also like the personality din of Mike. Like Paul
Yeah.
Paul Rudd aside, I really like the character of
the
Mike.
fact na tinatanggap din niya si Phoebe
Yeah,
for all
for
her
all her craziness.
weird. But the fact that you want to be called crap bag if your
If your
if your
wife's
fiance
called
wants to be called Princess Consuelo
Banana Hammock.
Ako gusto ko si Janice for some
Oh yeah, Janice also.
For
I
some
also
weird
like
reason,
Janice.
when I watched Friends, I'd have that question in my head. Kailan lalabas si Janice this season? And true enough,
Every season.
that same moment I ask,
yeah.
it's the next episode or that same episode, you'd hear her laugh.
Oh my
God! Paano yung tawa niya?
Parang kasi SpongeBob.
Sorry, I couldn't do Janice's laugh.
Oh, but you know, my favorite bumping into Janice was in season 10 when they were looking at the house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then she's like, parang Janice just goes, "What a small world." And then Chandler goes, "And yet I never run into Beyonce." That's my favorite. I mean, you know what? Every time Janice comes out, it's
the
funny.
best.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
funny.
great.
I
My
die.
favorite.
But that line of Chandler,
Yeah.
I think is my favorite. I think after that, and then maybe the one in the hospital.
Yeah, nung may
like,
baby rin siya.
yeah.
Yeah, parang, what did he said something like, it's following us. I remember.
Yeah.
I can remember if I try.
Yeah.
Wait, pero yun. And my also another favorite Janice episode of mine where Chandler wants to like get away from her, and so he lies that he's moving to Yemen.
15
Yemen Road, Yemen.
Sobrang to evade
God.
someone.
And
Like
sorry.
the character of Chandler in itself, na why can't you just tell her straight out na ayaw mo?
mo.
Parang you have to like
He took like 20 shots of espresso or something. So good at
15 Yemen Road, yeah.
But Maggie Wheeler, who played Janice, ang galing niya.
She
Kasi if you
was
hear
so
her
good.
normal voice.
Sobrang hindi mo siya
Nothing like that.
makikilala.
But she became famous because of it.
Yeah.
and people still talk to her about it.
And you know, parang yun nga, even though she's a really out of the world character, you'd always want her to appear in each season. I mean, eventually,
It's just so funny.
parang 1 to 2 episodes na lang siya every season in the latter seasons. But there's always that where's Janice? Ako yun, favorite aside from Paul Rudd.
I think
Yeah.
Janice was the only one who showed up, diba, in every season of Friends, right?
Gunther was
I
there.
got
Gunther
I mean,
was okay.
Yeah.
Ay, hindi ako
I'm not-
ganun
I don't-
ka-invested
yeah, I
kay
have-
Gunther.
Yeah, but yeah, Janice is probably one of the funnier ones. But I don't love, you get me, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love her as this annoying character,
Yeah.
but I don't love her like I love Mike Hannigan.
That's
Like,
true.
It's Mike Hannigan's like a different kind of love.
And can we talk about Team Mike when the first time that he told Phoebe, well, not really tell Phoebe, na pero that he loved her. Yung speech niya sa parents,
parents,
niya.
yeah.
Oh my God,
Ang
sobrang
tagal
kilig
din
nun.
nung parang trajectory ng relationship nila before it got to where it got.
Yeah, well, because they broke up for a while, diba?
And David reappeared
Yeah.
and all that.
Well, they broke up because diba nung una
Because Mike didn't
wanna
wanna get married.
because he had already gotten married and
Yeah.
he was divorced.
Na-traumatized siya.
Yeah. So I mean, it kind of makes sense why they broke up like, in the beginning. But, okay, anyway, sorry, we're going off.
Well, I mean, it's the episode.
I love Mike
Yeah, but the point is, we love Mike. We love you, Mike.
And
Hannigan.
Janice.
and Janice.
Yeah, and
ex Hall of Fame.
yeah, but yeah, I love him because he loves Phoebe so much, and his speech during, I mean, his what is that? His
Yung
vows.
Oh my
during
God.
during their wedding, he was just like, "You're so, what is it?
You were so
Unbelievably
beautiful.
weird or something
Yeah.
like that."
You can hear how I'm just here.
No, but yeah, his vows were really sweet, and I just I was watching it the other day, but like when he proposed to her, and then parang he said I love you, and then she said I love you more, and he said not possible. And
Yeah,
was like,
I remember
"Oh
that."
my God." Okay, sorry.
Ideal.
cute
Siya yung
din yung-
pinaka-ideal relationship
yeah.
Oo.
na you'd want
If you
to have
want to date
out of
anyone
friends.
in the Friends world, it's gonna be Mike.
Yeah. Not
It is.
anyone else.
Tapos sobrang cute din yung, okay, one last Mike moment. I'm sorry. When they just met, yung si Phoebe and si Mike.
Yeah.
And then after that, diba, Phoebe found out that he was lying about who he was because of Joey.
Yeah.
And then when he said that I'm actually a
piano thing.
pianist, and then Phoebe's like, prove it, kahit walang piano. And then he just starts doing the air piano.
Gusto ko rin yung naglaban sila ng ping pong.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
So many good Mike.
So many good Mike memories.
I think Mike is also really fun because he's so game, like with the other friends, with the other
Except
characters.
for Ross, because they're not.
Yeah, they have
They
nothing in
don't get
common.
along.
But, I mean, like with Joey, like when Joey was supposed to give Phoebe away, and
Yeah.
they had that whole Michael, Joseph. that entire thing.
But can we also talk about how the friends have aged at this point? I mean, Paul Rudd. Speaking of Paul
not.
Rudd, he
You
did
know what?
not age. Jennifer
At all.
Aniston looks like she did not age as well. Courtney Cox, I mean, she's had
Work
like
done.
Botox and stuff.
She's had
But-
work done.
Pero even Lisa Kudrow, I could say, but the men did not age so well. I mean, except for David Schwimmer, who looks kind of the same.
Yeah, David Schwimmer looks more or less the same.
Pero parang Matt LeBlanc and Matthew Perry
no.
did not win the age lottery.
Yes.
Rude.
Sorry about being superficial.
You know how like Matthew Perry was the older Zac Efron in 17?
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
see
Parang, I was when I watched, I was like, why? Then I watched
That's
the first
Chandler.
few seasons of
Of Friends,
and I was like,
grabe.
okay, I get it now. Like I see it. So yeah.
Okay, next favorite thing episode.
Oh my God.
Ako na magsisimula.
Ang tagal ng
Kasi
podcast na to, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Parang first episode, my favorite episodes probably be like the flashback 80s episodes, like
The Thanksgiving ones?
the prom, And then yung first party ni Monica and Rachel
Oh, the
na-
college party.
Sa college.
The
Probably
kiss.
like the one that could have been, because I always
That was
like
also a good one,
what if episodes. I'm a fan of any what if
Yeah.
episodes. Like Glee also had some what ifs, and I enjoyed those. And especially for Friends, yung parang yun nga, what if they'd never gotten together, or
Yeah.
Rachel married Barry.
Or Ross stayed with Carol.
Yeah. Parang it's just a fun thing. The one with the blackout was also nice. Kayo, I mean Boodie. Okay, we'll take over
my
again.
all-time favorite episode was the one with the embryos, aka
Yung
the
may
one where
game
they
sila.
did the quiz,
That's really
the
great.
apartment
That was
switch
great.
quiz,
And
and
the boys
yeah,
won.
the boys won, and then so they ended up switching apartments.
That
It
was really
such a fun
The
episode.
competitive vibe.
Yeah, I can recite that episode. I'm not kidding. Like if you ask
Go,
me,
start.
if you ask me the questions, kaya kong sagutin lahat. Like
Ano yung
most likely
question?
with the
Go.
intonation. pa.
Say one thing.
Hindi, mamaya. It was me.
No,
I don't-
that's
I-
long. Wag na.
Sige,
Oo,
sige.
wag na.
So yun, mostly all of my favorite show episodes are the ones with parang may game element lahat. So that one, I also really liked the one where Ross and Chandler play Bamboozled. If you remember
Yes,
that.
I did.
I also like the one where Joey was on Pyramid. Sobrang stupid din ang episode na yun. It was so funny. Yeah,
Gusto ko rin yung
papers.
ano,
A ghost.
the one with parang Joey being Al Pacino's butt. Al Pacino
Yeah.
ba yun?
The one with the butt.
Yeah, the one with the butt. That was really...
Such a weird favorite.
It's not favorite, but like a funny episode.
Yeah.
Na parang, oh, I'm finally getting my big break as a movie star. And then, oh, you
I
just...
play Al Pacino's butt. Yeah.
And then
I
every time
also-
Drake Ramore would appear, it's also really funny.
Yeah.
Especially in the latter seasons. Na, oh, he died and then he lived. Did he live again?
Parang
With a
got a
twin.
No,
He got a brain transplant.
As a different character.
as a different character
No,
yun.
it's still Drake.
Hindi. No, it was Drake's body, but it was the
yeah,
girl's
the girl.
brain.
Oh, yeah.
Tapos, yeah, yung twin brother striker.
Yeah.
Yun.
Okay, Risa.
What about you, Risa?
You mine are so random because honestly, when you guys asked me my favorite episode, I was like, I don't really have one because like I just collectively
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So I just this morning I was just browsing Netflix like the episodes and I was like, which ones do I watch? So I really like the one with the birth mother, the one where they meet Erica, see Anna Faris for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Cute
Yeah,
yun.
I think Anna Faris's kind of breakout role
Yeah.
Si Erica.
aside from Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Parang I was like, oh, Anna
That's where I
Faris.
know her from.
And that was
Yeah.
the time, I mean, the time I was watching, I loved the couple Chris Pratt and Anna Faris, and then now they're gone.
I know, it's so sad. But, I think I really just love that episode because it's one of my favorite Chandler moments of the entire series, which is when he goes to Anna Faris and he convinces her that to give them adopt the baby, to let them adopt the baby. Like, I think that's the one of the biggest reasons I love it
Yeah.
because like I think that monologue is so underrated. Like
I know.
people
I
don't
super
talk about
love-
that monologue enough.
super love that
But he
episode
really
then.
said like I can't say. Do you memorize it?
No,
per
I
word.
do
But
not memorize.
basically, he just says that he loves Monica so much that it kills him to not be able to give
Give her a
Monica a baby, and he wants.
Because both of them had a problem.
Yeah, both of
right?
them have problems. So essentially, it was just him trying to convince her that they're a good enough couple for this baby or twins now that we
Yeah.
know. And then I just think it's one of my favorite Chandler moments in the entire series, and it's season 10 because you really see how much he's grown
Yeah.
from season 1 to season 10 in that moment. I also do like so random, but the one with a dozen lasagnas, the one where they find out Paolo's cheating on
Yeah.
Rachel. I don't know why.
And then they
but
give him a lasagna.
yeah, I'm not sure why, but it's one of those episodes I always like rewatch just because it's so easy to rewatch. And
Yeah.
I don't have any love for Paolo, so
Ang gusto ko rin yung mga London episodes where
Yeah.
yung kakastart pa lang, the one with Ross's wedding.
Ako,
yung-
not so actually.
I like the Chandler and Monica parts. Na
Yeah.
parang, the
I
first
like
time
the
they-
post-London
Yeah, yeah.
episodes
Yeah.
where bago pa lang si
in the
Monica
next
and
season,
Chandler.
no? That was really fun. And syempre, the one with the naked butt guy.
Ugly naked guy.
Ugly naked guy. Naked
Yung
butt guy.
may poking device sila.
Yeah.
To check if he was dead.
Yeah.
And the last one I wrote here was the one with the cake. The one was Emma's first birthday.
Oh, that was a good one.
yeah,
then.
like when
When they
parang-
raised the toys.
When they raised the toys, and then Rachel was like, had such an idea of what this day was gonna be like, and then it happened, and it's just so cute.
Oh, and the
because you see
episodes
them
where
grow up.
they sang I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Oh yeah.
And what I don't know exactly which episode that was, but the part where they all peeked into the baby crib, and it was also
That was when Ben
That
was
was
born.
Ben.
was born.
It was Ben. I forgot the name of the episode, but yeah. And the flashback episodes are always
and those are
funny.
also guest stars, Cole and Dylan Sprouse.
Just Cole.
were Ben.
Just Cole.
Just Cole ba?
It's cool.
So yun, what else?
It's all about.
I like the episode where it's not part of the story, but that episode where they started having Courtney Cox Arquette and everyone else had an Arquette.
Oh yeah, nung bagong.
And, yeah, because I'm a fan
that
of I'm a fan of Scream, and that's where they met David and Courtney, and then everyone. Just a random pop culture moment.
Ano pa ba mga favorite ko? I also like shout out lang din sa cheesecake episode.
Oh, the cheesecake episode.
So every time I have cheesecake, I always need to be watching that episode.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my god.
That's how ingrained
That's
Friends is to
interesting.
Boodie.
Wala lang. Fun
Okay,
fact.
so those are our favorite parts of Friends, mostly Boodies. Just kidding.
Ay, grabe, hindi
We
kaya.
will go on a short break and we'll be back with more Friends 25th anniversary. Chart-topping pop R&B artist Austin Mahone with hits What About Love, Say You're Just a Friend, Dirty Work, Why Don't We, and brand new single Dancing With Nobody returns to Manila. Austin Mahone live in Manila this October 22, 2019 at the New Frontier Theater. SVIP experience also available, plus a chance to win meet and greet. Ticket sales start September 19 at www.ticketnet.com.ph or call 911-5555 hashtag Austin Mahone 2019 Manila, brought to you by Ovation Productions. And we were on a break, and now we're back in Popcorn and our Friends 25th anniversary retrospective special with our friends resident expert Boodie and Rissa, who's another bigger Friends fan than I am. Dami nun ah. Okay. So anyway,
It
we're
was
back.
never gonna end.
It's never gonna end. Now we're gonna discuss some hot takes, or we'd like to believe they're hot takes, on some debates the internet has had on the show Friends. Syempre, now that Gen Zers who are so woke and millennials who are so woke are just like, oh, this and oh, that. Syempre, with the internet, also BuzzFeed articles, debates on Twitter about the Friends show in general.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start. First is Rachel and Ross. Before that, parang, do you believe in lobsters? Because in that one episode, they say that
They're each
you're
other's
my
lobster. No, that was Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Phoebe. That's not a thing apparently. Like there was an article I read na parang Friends was wrong. Lobsters don't mate for life, which I'm not surprised with, by the way. But I mean, the concept of soulmates, I guess some people really do meet the right person, but I don't think it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Nah. Hindi ako
in
naniniwala
this
sa soulmates.
age.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like a point when you know, but it's not really
But
like.
sometimes that also dies down.
Yeah.
Even if at that moment in
Yeah,
time.
so no, I mean.
But they didn't really know that in the 90s, I feel.
Yeah.
Which will lead to our later conversation. So ito na. The pinaka first. Sobrang konyo nun. The first ever hot take we're gonna have. Were they on a break? Well, because the age-old question about Friends. Kasi Boodie, take the wheel.
Bakit ako ba? Okay.
Why were
You know what?
Kasi
I'll just go
they're
first.
in season
Yeah,
in
go
like
first.
season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After Ross and Rachel got together.
Yata.
For syempre in season 1 they're like they had that attraction but they didn't really tell each
I think
other,
it's
and then
3.
eventually they found out, and then they got together, and then they had an argument. What was that argument about?
Ross was jealous. Well, first of all, Ross was like bitter because Rachel was
Start na yung
focusing
Ross hate
on
fest.
her career, and then Ross was getting like jealous
Yeah,
and butthurt
yeah.
because she wasn't spending time with
And
him,
also
and also
about
because of
Mark.
Mark,
Yeah.
because Rachel has this coworker Mark, and then nagsiselos
Who's really
lang si
successful.
yeah, and then nagsiselos si Ross over
Uh-huh.
Mark even though like nothing was happening. Like,
Rachel assured him like
Nothing.
yeah.
pero
But
no,
with the
that wasn't enough
with the
for Ross.
fragile male ego. Yun,
Of Ross,
away sila, they took a break.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if they did. They did.
Yeah, what do you think? Were they on the break?
You know
Rissa?
what? To me, sorry if anyone disagrees with me, but to me they were on
They
the
were.
break.
They were. Ako din, they were.
I mean,
That's how I understood
don't-
it.
I don't think that Ross should have cheated on her right away, but to
Well,
me,
if they were on a break,
yeah,
Were
but
they
to
that's
me,
not cheating.
They, but yeah, sorry to anyone who disagrees with me, but to me they were on a break.
Yeah. But like if we're
Talking
if we're being
about
technical about it, then yes, they were on a break.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were broken
but
up.
the essence of the relationship at
Yeah,
that point
yeah.
of time.
Because okay, even if you break up, why would Ross go like literal
Jump to another
hours
woman.
later,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3 hours later, would jump on another woman,
Yeah,
sleep
yeah,
with
yeah.
her, and then expect the day after na oh it's okay, we can get back together.
Yeah.
Like
And then
should be
there's this
Rachel, like,
whole 18-page apology
that
back
he
to back.
didn't read. My
He fell
God,
asleep.
he messed up. Tapos he couldn't take the time to read Rachel's
Yeah.
letter. Ito na.
And
Nagsimula
then,
na.
ito
I
na.
actually hindi ako big fan of Ross. If you can't
Same.
tell.
I'm not. I mean, in the beginning, parang, oh, cool. There's a representation for a nerdy guy, a geeky guy. But eventually, parang I just kept on getting so immature. But anyway,
So anyways,
I'm a Ross
so yeah,
apologist for anyone out there.
why? I'm curious. Why are you a Ross
Mamaya na, when we
apologist?
get later to that topic, let's finish the break.
but
yeah,
yeah, I
technically
guess
speaking, yes.
they were on a break.
Pero also, sa episode na yun, Rachel said they were on a break, but then Ross just walked out on her. So parang walang
Connect
like he didn't confirm
na yun
that
yun.
conversation.
Yeah.
So parang were they on a break because
And it
Ross
would
just left
go on and on till the next season
Yeah.
of Friends.
The end of
till the very end, even
Yeah.
till when they end up together.
Gonna
Ross
end
still goes, "We were on a break."
Well,
Get over
technically,
it, Ross.
they were.
yeah, but
But
yes,
that doesn't.
So that's
that
our
doesn't excuse
take on that.
his actions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yes, they were on a break for me. That yes,
Because she's
But
an apologist. Just kidding.
But he still shouldn't have gone with the
Yeah,
with the copy
yeah.
photocopy
And
girl.
dahil doon, Rachel actually ended up together with Mark later on, right?
Well,
I mean,
they
may
didn't-
parang...
Not really. May thing.
nagka-thing
Umamin na si
Oo.
Mark sa kanya. Which TBH, I like Mark. I don't think.
Yeah, he wasn't so
Bakit
bad.
kaya si Mark?
oh,
Diba?
yeah. You know, if Ross didn't exist, be Mark. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mark or Gavin? What do you think?
oh, that's
I like
a debate.
Gavin.
I like Gavin too.
Diba? Gavin,
You know Gavin.
Sobrang
Itag na
controversial.
lang, joke.
Sobrang controversial take nito. Pero I think like Gavin over Ross ako for Rachel.
Really?
You know, Gavin, the thing I like about Gavin is that he really pushes Rachel's buttons. Like,
Yeah.
talagang gago talaga siya kay Rachel. But maybe Gavin's another what if for me because
That
they
was a
never,
nice storyline also
I
for
like
Rachel.
Gavin.
never developed it. He
Who
wasn't
did
what
he replace?
Her.
Somebody.
When she was on
When
maternity
she was on
leave.
maternity. And
I
then she
mean, I
came
think
back
that
and she
could
was
have
like,
been-
who's this guy?
that could have been like a big what if also.
Yeah, and then he gave her a
Gavin.
scarf for her birthday.
I know.
How
and
sweet.
she actually accepted it
Yeah,
and wore
wore
it.
it.
That's rare. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first hot take.
Kahit medyo nag-off
Medyo
tangent tayo.
nag-simmer down na yung hot
Yes,
take
we love
na yun.
Gavin. We love Gavin. But I also because I like Dermot.
Pogi din siya.
Yeah, but I like the actor. Si Dermot Mulroney. I'm a fan. And
Yeah.
Next, Rachel and Joey. I mean, it's also a debate on the internet because
Yeah.
some people are like,
I know, some people have
Rachel
strong
and Joey
opinions about
actually
this.
are better as a couple than Rachel and,
And
Ross,
Ross?
ever was or ever was.
I disagree.
What do you think?
I mean, I understand the points, like why people like the whole Rachel and Joey arc. But for me, I think it's because they're friends that they're like that. Like a person changes when they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So if they say that now as they are like friends and kind of having feelings for each other, but when you become a boyfriend girlfriend or having a deeper relationship, it's different. But then I also think for me the thing lang that makes me disagree the most is that it's, you know, parang even though Rachel and Ross isn't the healthiest relationship in the world, they're wala,
their chemistry.
they want it. They
Yeah,
want
yeah.
it. They want to be together.
They want to suffer
They want to.
together.
Yeah, like,
The heart wants what it
yeah,
wants.
exactly. The heart, like that's to me, that's really it. The heart wants what it wants, and
In the words of Selena Gomez.
yeah, parang to me, it's just that. To me, it's the fact
Pero
that
this
there was
idea
no
of Rachel
other
and
option.
Joey was planted even in the beginning, di ba? Parang I think creators were kind of like
I think
fighting
But
over
they
themselves.
wanted Monica and Joey.
Yeah.
first,
No, I mean
right?
like parang they had that idea na should we put Rachel and Joey, and then
Together.
they were like, no, it's wrong. That's parang
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not gonna happen.
And then parang they
And then
said,
eventually they went with it
Yeah.
anyway.
no, but parang they said kasi the reason they put it there was because people need to see na parang sometimes friends try to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it just really doesn't, and I think that was the point of.
yeah, like it's
Rachel
not
and Joey.
always a Monica and Chandler
Yeah, it's not always
happy
gonna be a Monica
ending.
and Chandler.
I get that.
But I will say that Monica and Chandler's relationship is like my dream relationship.
Aw.
So, but life doesn't work out that
So
way.
yung mga single dyan, nakikinig. Single po kami lahat.
Pero yung sa Rachel and Joey, like I don't know, I never really had parang strong opinions.
Yeah, I was kinda
I
like,
wasn't
what?
for it. I wasn't against it.
Medyo no weirdohan.
Medyo
lang.
forced?
Yeah, yeah. It felt like a
in my
forced
opinion, I
storyline.
think it's because then they were nearing the end of the series, and I
You
don't
don't
know,
really
they
know
were
what
just
to
thinking
do.
of things to do.
Yeah.
Pero
The Barbados.
yeah, the Barbados thing. Pero in fairness, dahil dun sa Joey and Rachel arc, I really sobrang one of my favorite Ross moments, which is rare,
Yeah.
is the drunk LOVE love speech.
What
Do
she
you
said.
remember that?
Yes,
What
All
did he say?
love, LOVE love.
Yeah.
L is for life. And ano yun? O is
don't
for
remember.
oh wow. Tapos V is for this very, I don't remember, like very special something.
I don't remember, but
It was such a funny monologue.
yeah, but
So, wala lang.
Okay, so
Yun lang
before
yung-
we go to Boodie's, ito na yung magsasalita talaga si Boodie about,
Oh my God.
Ross.
I think siguro we should discuss, is it actually possible to hang out at one place while having full-time jobs and to, afford Monica's apartment? But then, of course, that's
but
been debunked
yeah, that's
Yeah.
debunked
na her
already.
grandmother.
It's on rent control,
Yes.
and it's
And-
technically under her name.
And for the just hanging out thing, obviously it's not possible
Yeah.
in real life. This episode of Popcorn is one of the few times in adulthood
That
that
we
we
actually see
get
each other.
together.
yeah,
We don't
that's
have
true. We don't see each other every day.
in a certain coffee shop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
say Starbucks Commonwealth.
Tapos palagi kang may seat na maganda.
Yeah,
Pero
yeah.
that was also debunked.
May reserve
Kasi may
din sila,
reserve
diba?
na. But
It's for them. It's like
It's a
like
show.
in
It's
How
a
I Met
central.
show, eh.
It's a
It's a
central
show.
of the show.
It's like in How I Met Your Mother, where they always
They're always
have the
in
same booth.
intense naman yung like everyday
And
nag-inuman
speaking of
sila.
How I Met Your Mother, syempre, there's been this age-old debate of di naman age-old because obviously Friends is older, but Friends versus How I Met Your Mother. Like one of our pod squad members, aka one of our old interns, Janos, saying, Him is better, fight me. And I was like,
Oh, really?
yeah, that was in the thread in our group.
Interesting.
And then we were like, okay, fight us. Honestly, I love both shows on their own accord. I don't want to choose one over the other.
I think they're different eh.
yeah.
They are.
I think
Because
people are just comparing the central premise of
magkabarkada sila.
Group
a
of
number of
friends.
people in a barkada or
Yeah.
group of friends na hang out in one place. But there's a lot of other American sitcoms
Yeah.
that do
Yeah.
that.
But also the writing is different. That's why I don't think they're really that comparable. Kasi yung Friends very like mundane situations,
Life
like everyday
situations.
life. Tapos How I Met Your Mother is very, di ba exaggerated yung eh.
Very.
Meron
Very
siyang-
exaggerated yung
Very.
writing.
And
So
Meron din
Yeah.
yung central premise of who is the mother, how does he meet the mother, all that.
Yeah.
It's all about that love. Who's Ted gonna have? Kasi in Friends, we have just everyone's lives. I
Yeah.
mean, ganun din naman yung How I Met Your Mother. They showed, pero the central, you can see that there's really one central character who is
Ted. Yeah.
and what happens, how he meets the mother. Kasi siya
Yeah.
yung narrator.
Yeah.
As compared to Friends na
walang
just
narrator.
happens.
Yeah.
it just so happens na Rachel and Ross become the central relationship, quote unquote. Pero syempre, Monica and Chandler also bloomed. And you'd really root for everyone. I mean, you also root for Marshall and Lily. And everything. Barney and Robin.
Oh, let's not go there.
Oh my gosh.
My heart still
Let's not a him yem
Okay.
episode.
No, but I think for me, the thing that I think resonates more with people, with friends, is that because with How I Met Your Mother, they already have yung mga flash forwards, so you kind of don't get that sense of surprise anymore when it comes to the episodes.
Kasi the timeline.
That element
because
of the
flashback.
timeline.
It's essentially just a big flashback.
yeah,
The whole series.
with friends, kasi parang there's no flash. There's you don't know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
They don't know what's gonna happen next. It's not like in How I Met Your Mother where Ted just knows
Already
everything that's gonna
knows.
happen.
And that finale, though.
Yeah, that's
My
that's
gosh.
not fun. But I think that's
Back
why
to Friends.
Friends is.
Back to Friends.
I think that's why Friends is, I guess, more fun. In fact, there's no narrator. There's no one saying
Yeah.
this is gonna happen next. It just happens. It's just.
That's why there
just
shouldn't
watch
be any debate to begin with.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. Because
If
I
you
also
like both, then just like both.
I actually
But I do like
watched Him Yim even before I started Friends. And to me, parang that was, I didn't even have the concept of versus. And parang, when I watch Friends, parang, it's kind of similar in concept and theory, but yun nga, it's all
But
different.
it's not. It's really not.
So
They're
to
two
all
different
the
shows.
people pitting the shows against each other, let's probably just not. May sinasabi pa si Boodie about it, I think.
Ano ba na to? I'm just reading our notes. And then you wrote down here, why do you think Friends is the show that younger people go to, like compared to How I Met
Yeah,
Your
that's my
Mother?
answer.
I think it's because of, well, I wrote here, I think it's more relatable, Friends, compared to How I Met Your Mother, like what we said earlier. And also, you know how millennials and like the Gen Z kids have like this fake nostalgia for
Hashtag
the
90s baby.
Like 90s babies.
Yeah, we are
Honestly
literally-
speaking, none of us remember the
Yeah,
90s.
we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know anything.
We're literally
So-
babies in the 90s,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we weren't really like into the
But
culture.
like, you know, since people are obsessed with 90s
Yeah,
culture
yeah.
now, I guess that's one of the reasons why
Totoo
Friends is
naman
becoming
din.
popular.
And siguro, mas in the middle yung Friends na even though it's 25 years old, there's still things and concepts that you can still get from it. Kasi si Denny, who's one of our pod squad members.
I was gonna say, wala akong kilalang Denny sa
Si
Friends.
Denny.
Sa
No, si-
Friends.
one of our classmates also from
Yeah.
before. He wanted to join this episode, but his question was like, yun nga, same question. Why not Seinfeld or Frasier, for example? But probably those are a bit older.
Yeah, older na yun
Kasi
eh.
syempre,
older.
uso din yung Full House, that 70s
Yeah.
show. Ano ba yung American sitcoms?
Cheers.
Will and Grace also.
Yeah,
are,
cheers.
but those aren't things that people of our generation cling to.
It's this one.
Because I think medyo malayo na yun eh.
Yeah.
Those are more
Medyo hindi na
representative.
relatable.
Oo, hindi na relatable. And Friends is still in the middle. Especially for us na we still grew up without digital stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So yun. Next
True.
take.
What's our take?
What's our
What's
next
the
take?
one? Oh, ito
Is it
na.
number 4? What are we
Let's
doing?
go to number 3 in our notes.
Okay, we're not gonna do number
This is
4
like the
yet.
fourth na.
Okay.
There's something, I'd like to call this, there's something about Ross.
Proud ka sa title.
Yeah.
Sa segment na to. So,
Is
okay.
Ross really the most problematic character?
Of all the Friends, I would say yes.
I agree.
I mean, all of them have their problematic tendencies from time to time. Pero si Ross talaga for me, yung may
Yung maiinis ka
pinakamaraming...
talaga eh.
Siya yung may pinakamaraming strikes for me, man. So yeah, in preparation for this podcast, I made a list.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So before Boodie talks about her
Okay,
list,
go.
ang masasabi ko lang din kasi na I agree. I mean, I was saying earlier, it was nice representation in the beginning to have this not
Geeky character.
Yeah.
character na hindi masyadong not the typical male person, but eventually he kind of did represent male fragile masculinity.
Yeah.
He did.
And sobrang redundant nun, male
Pero-
fragile masculinity. Fragile masculinity and parang being immature, like how old were you na at that point and you still reacted to people that way?
Yeah. True.
Parang sa tagal-tagal ng friendship nyo or relationship nyo with one person, why would you still approach it in that manner where you're being so selfish, you're not thinking about your other friends or your girlfriend or Rachel, not just Rachel, but all of
Other
his
girlfriends,
girlfriends, starting with everyone.
Yeah.
Julie,
Okay,
Emily.
but Carol's not his fault. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. Yun nga.
Okay, and okay, you were asking me a while ago, Boods.
Why are
am
you a
I
Ross apologist?
Okay, well, I think it goes back to what I said, that all of these characters are flawed, and that's why I love them so much, because none of them are perfect, and they kind of just accepted each other for it. So that's one of the big reasons why I don't.
But he's super
Yeah.
flawed. Just
Well,
kidding.
well, aren't we
Actually,
all?
I don't hate Ross.
Yeah.
Pero like, if I had to pick the worst friend
He is
character,
the worst
siya yun
friend.
eh. So,
Yeah,
The
but
worst.
I did start to really like him, which is so sad because it kind of went downhill. But when Emma was born, parang him and Rachel were finally at
a good
better
place.
place,
Uh-huh.
and then he was being like a dad, like, you know, parang it shows that he's been a father with Ben. Like, you know, parang he's always like, it's okay, this happened with Ben.
Yeah.
Parang he's calm,
He has that
collected.
side of him.
He has that side
Yeah.
of him pala, that he can be that guy. But then it all went downhill. What, like, to me, like, that showing that side of Ross was really good. So
Yeah, may good sides naman si
may
Ross.
good
I
sides.
don't
Yeah,
hate
we're not
him
saying
that
he's like
much.
no, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's that you guys hate, but I will just say, like, I have nothing against Ross. I am, you know, I love
Pero yung
Ross.
maiinis ka talaga sa decisions niya. And I don't-
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you think
I think
the writers
Elizabeth
intentionally
thing was
made
blah.
him that way?
I
I
think
mean,
so.
probably.
Yeah.
Pero there, in fairness din naman to him, there are moments then in the show where you realize bakit siya ganun. For example, the first thing that comes to mind where the male nanny episode,
Yeah,
diba,
when-
everyone hated Ross.
Yeah.
Sandy.
I
yeah.
hated Ross for like being so against
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a
But
male
then
nanny.
he talked about his dad. And
Yeah,
everything,
and then he explains later on in the episode where it's because when he was growing up, he was
Not-
told na parang you're not allowed to
be
to show any signs of weakness or femininity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So parang, I guess okay, I understand where Ross is coming from, but still there are some moments
He's
that
a
like
product of
of the times.
the times
Yeah, he
and
really is.
the
parents who
generation
raised him.
before him.
Yeah, it's true.
Parang Greta Thunberg vibe.
Oh.
No,
We are the products of the generation's environmental problems.
Okay. Okay, question mark.
but it's true. I mean, like, even the way that Monica's mom treats Monica, they really are. Ross and Monica are really a product.
Well, we must probably face the fact that with each generation, they want to be better
Yeah.
people than the last.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we love our parents. Pero syempre, minsan may mga ugali din sila na hindi mo magustuhan. Especially sa panahon ngayon na, you know, everyone's being so, not everyone, but majority of our circles are being liberal and open to a lot of new ideas. Even climate change, LGBT, ano pa, lahat. Pero syempre, kailangan mo rin intindihin yung pinanggagalingan context. Pero now, Boodie will talk about
Okay.
why Ross
Yeah.
is very
Okay, this is
problematic.
kind of actually medyo short na nga to, the one I have on the outline now, and I'm gonna like shorten it even more. So here are just some of the moments na I was like, parang Ross, why?
Yeah.
So the first one is he didn't let Ben play with Barbies, even though he used to play with dolls too when he was young. Which again, I guess we explained that din now.
Yeah.
Na parang okay, I guess alam naman natin where he was coming
Yeah.
from, even though it wasn't right, pero
Yeah.
at least we know. And the whole Rachel and Mark situation, yun talaga, inis talaga ako sa kanya because all Rachel wanted was to
Be her own person.
Yeah, be her own person, like have this career because it's the first time she ever like felt that she had like
Something
a purpose
in her life.
in her life, and then
After
Ross was
being
just
a
like,
rich
but you're
brat.
not eating dinner with me, so like leave your job. Joke, hindi
My
naman.
gosh.
Pero mga ganon. And also, he said Rachel's name instead of Emily's in the wedding.
Who does that?
I mean,
Ba't ka
medyo-
magpapakasal in the first place if you knew in yourself na it's Rachel who you
I
really
feel,
like?
are you gonna say something?
No, I don't know if he knew. I mean,
I think he probably
until
knew.
he saw her at the wedding. Do you
Yeah.
get
But the fact
So
that
medyo-
he allowed Rachel even with Emily's request not to have her,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very like rude of
Well,
him.
Rachel was also really rude about it, though.
Yeah.
She was,
Both of them were
Well, who wouldn't
pareho
want to
silang may,
go
ano,
to
sa
a wedding in London? I would
no,
want to
but
go
I mean,
there.
even when Emily said, I don't want you hanging out with Rachel anymore.
Yeah.
And when Ross told, Rachel was like, do whatever you need to do to make her happy. And then said, I can't hang out with you anymore. And she got defensive rin, nagalit.
Yeah.
So she wasn't a good
they
sport
were
about it either.
But okay, speaking about that issue, parang I I get where Emily's coming from.
Yeah.
Like Emily gets a bad rep
Yeah.
of like being
Syempre,
like
you should be
manipulative
protective
daw.
about your husband.
Yeah. And like people were getting mad over like how dare Emily tell Ross that he can't hang out with Rachel. I mean, if you think about it, it's an acceptable request to ask your husband not to hang out with his ex.
Yeah.
I mean, so wala lang, ayun. So like justice for Emily. I don't think she deserved
Yeah,
this much hate as she
And you
got.
know, before the whole I take the Rachel thing, like she was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I liked Emily and Ross as a couple until, you know, that moment.
And then, wait, ito pa. Okay, so after Emily, he didn't tell Rachel that he didn't get a divorce after Vegas. How did he think he was gonna get away with
I
that?
know, that was stupid. That one was
Diba?
stupid. That was stupid.
So like you're just gonna stay married.
That one was stupid because he could have just said, Rachel, we gotta sign these annulment
Yeah.
papers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Pero medyo stupid nga din naman si Rachel. Parang did she think how divorce worked was wala lang?
Kasi,
Wala lang siyang
kasi Vegas
gagawin.
wedding siya eh. So feeling ko that idea also of
Yeah.
it
Parang
being not
A real wedding.
yeah.
A real marriage.
Yeah.
But as we saw with Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, it's real.
Tapos I remember how Rachel stormed to into Ross's class pa.
Yeah.
Confronting him like, you didn't get a divorce. Wala. Okay, next. He dates a student, which is weird,
Yeah.
pero I guess it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's acceptable na rin at
Pero
this point.
he takes it a level further when he tries to make a move on his cousin, Denise
Yeesh.
Richards.
That was weird.
That was
weird.
super weird.
I don't know where
I
that
mean-
arc came from, who decided to write that in. That was
Sobrang weird. Why? 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 Maliw talaga si Ross, I swear. And then after that, when Rachel was pregnant with his child, he asks her to move in with him even though he was dating Mona.
You know what? He was just really rude to Mona.
Mona was so nice.
I liked
She
Mona.
was such a good character.
I really liked
She was super
Mona.
likable. Tapos, why did Ross have to do that? Parang ang bait na nga ni Mona na like she was super like supportive of the baby and everything. Pero he had to take it a step further and ask Rachel to move in with
You know
him.
what?
As a
Mona's
third
just
roommate.
Mona's
So
just
weird.
really wrong timing in
Yeah.
the entire story.
I think, actually, now that I
think that
think
was the
about
point.
it, I support Rachel and Gavin and Ross and Mona. Kung yun yung naging endgame, I wouldn't be mad
What
at
about
that.
Charlie? Like
Charlie was fine, pero dun na siya sa smart scientist, ano
Who's that
niya.
actor? I forgot his name.
I forget also,
Anyway.
pero sikat din yan eh.
Oh, sikat yun.
Tapos, ano pa ba? Then I'm almost done with my
List.
abridged
Yeah.
list. He fakes his death to see who'll go to his funeral.
Sobrang.
Okay, can I just say they did it in iCarly, so it's not like that crazy.
Sobrang weird. Why would you do that? And then, ayun.
Well, I guess it's his like insecurity as a
Yeah.
person in general that would make him do a lot of these things.
yeah.
Parang he wants to be liked.
I know.
By everyone.
Especially, I mean, coming from, ayun nga, it all makes sense. Coming from a perspective na he was a loser in high school, even until college, I guess.
Yeah.
So parang the fact that he's already a renowned scientist.
Yeah, he's smart, he's
Pero
successful.
everyone's just parang one thing I didn't really like. I mean, I guess lokohan lang nila as friends, pero parang they'd also put Ross down for doing what he was doing also. Parang
Smart shaming.
yeah, parang smart shaming
Yeah.
at that point. Which I
Anti-intellectualism.
siguro yung last thing to say about Ross, parang why didn't he just go to Paris with Rachel? And
Yeah.
it was Rachel's dream to pursue a fashion job in Paris, diba? And then he was like, okay, dito ka na lang sa New York ulit. With I mean, the plane scene is iconic for sure, but I think if you did that in this age, people would be
Oh,
like,
no.
why are you still with Ross?
Yeah.
Do you think Ross and
You're
Rachel are still
stupid.
together in this time? If we're just pretending na parang,
Yes, I think so.
if they had to
Sana
go through all
naman.
that.
Oo.
Yeah, I think they are. I think parang at this point they're like,
Yeah, pero
this is it.
all things considered, saktong karma lang kay Ross when he got the 8 at the tanning salon. Wala na, yun na.
So
That's-
speaking of that smart shaming, ito na yung pinaka-last hot take or debate we're gonna have
Oh,
about
okay.
Friends. And this is the last part of our Friends retrospective. Is Friends outdated? What did I say? Outdated and or problematic. Pinagmix ko yung pareho.
That is a hot topic.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people saying that some jokes or themes didn't age well, which is true.
I mean, it's 2019 and it was 25 years ago. So obviously the
They're
world
not going
has
to
changed.
age well talaga. Yeah.
Pero calling it out problematic is parang
I think
you're
it's a
not
stretch.
considering the context again. Na
Yeah.
In the 90s, that was
funny.
That was
Yeah.
what the world was
Yeah.
and how people view things.
Yeah. Pero I know
mass
naman,
media.
like now naman, for sure naman, there are some parts where I don't find funny. Like
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
I'm a fan and I watch
Pero
the
to be
show,
super offended
there
by
are
it,
times
to
naman when I say
that-
na, oh, that's not funny, but like
you just let it go along.
bigger picture.
Yeah.
Unlike other people who are like, that's so offensive. Why do people love this show? Parang,
Yeah,
When you look at it as a whole, parang it was actually progressive na din for its
yeah,
time.
that's what I
was.
was
It was.
thinking the first time I watched Friends season 1.
The Carol
Parang
and Susan wedding.
Carol and Susan, or parang even before their wedding, the fact that they portrayed a lesbian couple on American national
Yeah.
television.
On
I was
mainstream.
like, what?
ano,
May ganun palang
themes that
storyline.
early on.
I mean, of course, their portrayal of homosexuality isn't as progressive as
Yeah.
you'd see in other
Nowadays.
shows now, like Pose or Glee.
That's true.
Na sobrang the culture is
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
very different.
But
the fact that they talked
have
about
that,
it.
and even Carol and Susan had a baby rin together.
Yeah.
Diba?
And and Chandler's dad.
Dad.
That
And actually, madaming themes.
The
eh.
way it's probably just the way they tackled those storylines that are kind of outdated,
Yeah.
but the fact that they
Tackled it,
introduced
yeah.
such storylines
Yeah.
also. I mean, syempre, siguro yung We Were on a Break is also some sort of open relationship parang idea na parang it wasn't explicitly said, pero parang the idea of like sleeping with someone even though you're technically still with
Yeah.
someone, and yung adoption
Yeah, and also, yun din. That's another progressive take. Like all three friends who were Phoebe, Rachel, and Monica, they all had kids different.
that was sadya
ways.
though, diba?
Oo.
To show
Yeah.
women that it's okay to have it
Yeah, so
differently.
Phoebe was a surrogate. Rachel
Single
had Rachel was a single mom, and Monica adopted.
Yeah.
So parang there are a lot of
And also, they kind of introduced the concept of the friend zone, diba? That was a thing also.
I think
na-
they did.
They introduced it because parang when Ross still was like pining for Rachel in the early seasons, parang Joey said something like, "You're in the friend zone." And
Yeah.
parang that was really the time when the friend zone was real. It existed. And actually, I have a friend who started watching recently, and then I asked her, "Oh, so how are you liking it?" And then she said, "I just don't like how gross Joey and Chandler are about talking about women." And in my mind, I'm like, this is 1994.
Pero at the same time, if you guys think about it, diba si Joey very let's call
Playboy,
spade a spade.
fuckboy.
Like my very misogynist
Yeah,
tendency
yeah.
si Joey. But at the same time, at the ending, he was the only one who ended up single. So like,
yeah.
And did you watch that Joey show?
no, I didn't.
'Cause
Pangit
there's
daw
also
eh.
the
Good,
Friends
apparently.
spin-off about Joey going to pursue his acting in LA. Wala lang. That's not a thing. We can't talk about kasi patapos na tayo about
Yeah.
the Friends.
So yun.
But yeah,
That's
we
my-
don't think it's outdated
I don't
or
think
problematic.
So. I don't think so.
I mean, obviously, with the times come change in society.
Yeah.
And people are just too woke sometimes. Just take it as it is with its context, thinking about it.
Yeah, you have to understand that this was filmed and shot in a very different time, you know, like this 25 years ago. Actually, I wrote here something like, I was watching the new Charlie's Angels trailer, yung Kristen Stewart,
Yeah.
Naomi Scott trailer, and then I watched the Cameron Diaz, the first one, the Cameron
Yeah.
Diaz Drew Barrymore trailer afterwards, and you really see how different it is because in the
They have more representation.
yeah, not only that, but like, oh my god, when you watch the old one, like they're zoomed in of their asses. of
Really?
their- yeah. As in
Super objectified.
really, as in objectified talaga yung women in the movie.
But that was already deemed as one of the like,
exactly
feminist movies.
Exactly. So can you just imagine? That wasn't what. That was probably what
Early 2000s?
early 2000s. So mga 10-ish years
But
ago.
even if you look even further, the pinaka-original Charlie's Angels, the TV show, mas less, hindi naman less progressive, but yun yung talagang, they're all white women. I mean, in the second iteration,
Lucy Lou's there.
Lucy Liu was
Yeah.
like the Asian girl.
Yeah.
And in this one, they have an
they have
Asian,
Naomi Scott. Yeah.
a white girl, and black girl
Yeah.
altogether, and Elizabeth Banks as
Bosley,
instead of a
No,
guy.
but yeah, I mean, just the changes from the Lucy Liu era of Charlie's Angels to now, it's so big. So obviously, Friends is not gonna.
That's why I don't really hate on revivals as much as everyone does. Kasi parang,
It's your chance to correct things.
Yeah.
for the new generation,
Yeah.
have the same kind of phenomenon, but in a much more politically correct or much more relevant
Yeah.
take on it. Parang yung Ghostbusters, when they had the all-female
girls, yeah.
Ghostbusters, all the men who loved the original Ghostbusters
Were
like,
butthurt.
what is this trash? And if you watch that Ghostbusters 2016 all-female version, it's really nice also. And all really talented actresses. Kawawa, especially si Leslie Jones, diba? She had all the flack from that film also. Anyway, do you think there's a modern equivalent to Friends right now? Parang wala.
Parang wala.
Walang barkada TV show na yun.
Yeah.
Really?
Like all the famous TV shows I can think of right now, the famous
They're
sitcoms, parang like workplace
family.
comedies or families.
A lot of
oo.
family stuff, like
This Is Us.
One Day at a Time.
Modern
Modern Family.
Teen comedy, yeah.
And like kung workplace, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, even though that's done na. But
Pero I mean, it's obviously, wala ka na talaga mahanap na equivalent to Friends. Kasi the television landscape is also evolving in a sense na the topics are way more than just situational comedies.
Yeah.
Na,
It's
I mean, of course, we have
you deal with a lot of
Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
deep
but it also deals with even
Very
more deeper
political,
issues, political issues.
controversial, issues.
Modern Family in its own was a political statement na
Yeah.
they have
breaking the norms of
Breaking-
what a
yeah.
family
Yeah.
should look like.
like 3 different types of families. This Is Us is kind of the same.
One Day
Yeah.
at a Time also.
Yeah.
Like it's all they're breaking more
Back.
of the norms and they're really talking about serious issues which before wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And The Good Place, sobra philosophical, but also randomly funny.
Yeah.
I mean, syempre, in the Philippines, they're also like, they had shows like Berks and Gmic. Yun yung mga parang friends of that generation.
Yeah.
And tawag doon, Baguettes. Parang ganun yata yung mga, and that was 80s, even before Friends, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Ayan.
last question, syempre, as we celebrate the 25th year of Friends, would you ever want that much clamored for reboot or reunion special? Kasi Will and Grace had its own revival,
Yeah.
diba? And then, syempre, everyone's like, when's Friends gonna happen? All those questions.
I feel like I can live without
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
remake. Like it's fine.
I mean, I'd be happy.
It's
if
all
they
for
just-
nostalgia and just ang hirap. I think one of the main answers to this question is parang the central concept of Friends was single friends and
Yeah.
trying to live their life. Pero
yeah, exactly.
syempre,
Pero
at the end
tapos
of the
na eh.
show,
Oo.
may
They
anak
got
na
it.
sila
Yeah, they
lahat.
got it figured it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
parang how do you still show that same craziness now that they're
They're old.
old
Yeah.
or
Like what age would they be now? Like in their 50s.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Parang hindi na ganun ka
Siguro I would like
exciting yung
a documentary lang where they all like
Talk
relive.
about it. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
sit down
Pwede
or
yun.
something.
Oo.
Or do you know that thing with Love Actually, yung Red Nose Day? Thing,
Parang ganun
where
lang.
they came back for like that special. Like that's it. That's
Yeah.
just that
But you'd have to
one
cast all
special.
the children
Yeah, but I don't need
Yeah.
to like watch
But I don't
see a remake.
Yeah, I don't need.
with Jughead Jones.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can never look at him the same way.
But I don't need 10
The
more
Freds,
seasons.
yeah.
Like I'm happy with the way it ended.
Ako
And,
din.
I'll just imagine that they're happy and living their lives and, they're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yun na yung pinaka-discussion natin about Friends. And we will go on a break. One last break with more popcorn. 3-time Grammy Award-winning group Pentatonix The World Tour live in Manila on February 8, 2020 at the Araneta Coliseum. Tickets are now on sale at ticketnet.com.ph or call 911-5555. Presented by Wilbur's Live, #PTX Manila. And we are back for our last bit of popcorn. That was a fun friends discussion.
I know.
Kahit medyo wala akong masyadong ambag. I mean, this is a show for this is a show for all kinds of fans, and we give the stage to people who are experts.
At least may 3 levels.
Yeah, we
New,
have- yeah.
medium, long time fan.
Yeah. And hopefully, I mean, I really wanted a discussion sana on a person who grew up with it like for real and not like the way parang latter millennials grew up with it. But you know, that's for another time. Shout out to Yael, who's also a big fan of Friends, but he's on vocal rest ngayon. So
Sayang.
magsa-sign language lang siya kasama siya dito. Yeah, so we're down to our last bit of popcorn, which is our pop stop or our pop culture recommendations for the week. Who will start?
I can
Boodie.
start. So I've been watching Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj recently. Tapos yun, I really
woke.
I know. I really recommend the show. For those of you who don't know, it's essentially a news show that's also stand-up comedy
On
with
Netflix.
PowerPoint presentations that are
Sobrang ganda.
like really nice PowerPoint
If you know,
presentations.
kung alam niyo yung mga TV patrol na lumalabas sa side.
Wala yung TV Patrol
It's
kay
like
Patriot
times
Act.
100 ganun.
Yeah, so like it's a really good way to stay updated with current events, but at the same time,
And they have it every week.
yeah. Parang they do it in cycles, 6 seasons. They just finished this recent season. Like
So it's not like weekly updates.
it is when it's ongoing. It's weekly updates.
Okay.
Hindi siya isang bagsakan.
Yeah.
Tapos, but yeah, right now I believe they're on break. But I recently just watched all of the episodes, and it's really super
How many are
interesting.
there?
I don't remember. Siguro more or less around 20, I want to say.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a good way
Not
to
so
stay.
bad.
It's a good way to stay
How long are
updated with 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
It's a good way to stay updated with the current events that I know can be really depressing
Yep.
and
Yeah.
soul crushing, but since Hassan's funny,
Yeah.
it makes it
And he was
slightly
part
more
of, like,
bearable.
An inquiry about immigrants, right? Lately.
Ano to? I'm
Parang
not
there's like
aware
a
of that.
court something lang that has him as one of the
Not really.
testimonials. I'm not sure if it's a court something or some talk na parang I'm Hassan Minhaj, all that. So I just saw that.
Ayun, so yun, I recommend that show.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Okay. I am finishing up. This is a season 3 because season 4 just started, I think, today. Well, September 24 in the States.
Where
So
can you
that's
watch
today.
it in the
Oh,
Philippines? Well, I think season 1 is on Amazon Prime Video
Oh, I don't
also.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
But yeah, guys,
So
this is
text
us.
APV 8080 if you have a Globe number.
So yeah,
Globe.
you know, if you guys want to watch This Is Us, it's great. It's a great cast. Mandy Moore, Milo
like a
Ventimiglia,
serious
Sterling
Modern
K.
Family
Brown.
ganun
Yeah, there's such a good ensemble, and it's a lot of tears, but it's a really good show. So yeah.
And for me, I'd like to recommend American Horror Story 1984. It's back. I stopped watching AHS for a few seasons, pero starting with the last season, Coven, which is now on hindi pala Coven, Apocalypse, which is now on Netflix because the new season is out. I started watching that again, and I guess I can say it's back as a show kasi parang for a time it became so repetitive. And this season, 1984, is about like a summer camp serial killing.
Ooh.
So parang if you love slasher films and teen flicks in the 80s that had like serial killers like Friday the 13th, Halloween, this is right up your alley. And Emma Roberts plays a good girl for once because she's always been playing the bad girl.
It's unfabulous. Nickelodeon.
In her adult life career, aside from like Nancy Drew, she's been like the Mean Girl, Scream Queens, and American Horror Story. Different seasons. Medyo siya yung bad girl. But now that Sarah Paulson is like away on a break, you know, she's the lead character here. And it's fun. It's really fun. So go watch HS 1984. And I think
Yeah.
SB19 joke.
Oh yeah. Also stream Go Up by SB19.
It's on Spotify if you guys want.
Yes.
But also, by the way, if you want your new cheesy Netflix movie, falling in love
Nakita ko
is pretty
yun.
good. I mean, it's the usual predictable. Like, there's not really much of a problem to solve.
Yeah.
But if you want,
What about that
know,
tall girl movie? Did you
I
watch
haven't
that?
watched that. But I mean,
No.
if you want another no-brainer rom-com cheesy Netflix movie, Falling in Love is pretty good.
Okay, so those are our recommendations for this
Yeah,
week.
Stan SB19.
Yes, go listen to Go Up. We just played it.
Yeah.
If you listen to Racho
I think medyo
Katipunan.
nakuha pa nga yung dancing ko sa video dito. I'm sorry.
Yeah, before we end, of course, I'd like to plug the show again to the first-time listeners.
May shout out.
Listen to our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and you can also access them through Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan has a lot of different shows that are really interesting. May mga mental health, may mga Jesuit stuff. So if you're interested in that, thank you, Radyo Katipunan, for always having us every week.
Thank
And
you.
of course,
Thank you.
podcast. If you're into the podcast, we have a lot of minisodes and episodes out there featuring Boodie and Rissa also. May
Yeah.
mga huling bati pa ba tayo?
Pakinggan mo yung Dora episode namin.
That is
Oh
true.
my
It's a
gosh.
good time.
If you've already listened to that, surprisingly, I don't think Rissa knows this, but I told Boodie kagabi na it's one of our top 10 episodes of all
No
time.
way!
Yeah.
No way!
Well,
Oh my God.
super benta talaga nung Dora
Okay.
episode na yun.
I
So,
listened to it, so I'm one of those listeners. But that's just because I wanted to hear.
yeah,
it.
but
Oh my God.
imagine it's part of the top 10 of all time, and we have 30 episodes.
What number?
I have no idea. Probably at the bottom half, but
It's
still
still,
in
top
the top
10,
10.
Risa.
Oh my
People
God.
care
Super
about
funny.
what we have to say about Diego.
So if you'd like to know more about what we talk about on the show every week, if we have upcoming guests, if you have requests for upcoming guests, sino yung gusto nyong i-message namin or feature namin dito,
SB19 Cholo, make it happen.
we will, hopefully. Hello sa mga SB19 fanatics dyan. May fan group name na ba sila?
I don't know.
Wala pa ata. Hindi ko alam. But go reach out to us. Send us your fan mail. Wow, may fan mail na. At Popcorn with Cholo on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. That's at Popcorn W Cholo. Or you can also use hashtag Popcorn W Cholo as well. So thanks guys for this Friends episode. Hello to Dorot. Kung nakikinig ka man.
Dorot.
Hi,
She's
Dorot.
our good friend from college. Congrats sa jowa mo.
We miss
Shout
you.
out din sa jowa niya.
Shout out din sa crush niya. Joke. Yung all-time favorite crush. Siyempre, in-host na natin siya sa bating to. Sino
Okay.
bang gusto niyong batiin?
SB.
Yeah, we gonna go up. Yun na yung natin, ending song. So,
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
guys.
Okay. Wala lang. We have my office is going to have an event on October 12, 2019. It's called Ladies Who Launch. So there's going to be a bunch of talks from women from different industries and also a bunch of different merchants that are owned by women entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
Go women.
yeah, it's in
Where
Mess
can they
Hall.
find out about
You
this?
can go to Launchspace our Facebook page on Launchspace, or on Instagram. You can follow at Launchspace, and you can see all the details there. So it's going to be on October 12th, 2019. It's a Saturday in Mess Hall in Makati, and it's from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if you guys can make it, please do. And we're also going to be accepting donations for I Support the Girls PH, which is a organization that gives women's like stuff for women's
Needs.
sanitary needs to women who can't really afford it. So we're gonna be donating all of those things to a correctional facility in Mandaluyong. So if you guys can give, please do. We're accepting mga sanitary napkins, used bras, stuff like that.
And
So,
I know
yeah.
she doesn't want to say this out loud, but Boodie just started selling her cookies.
Oh yeah,
Which are amazing.
they're great.
You should buy them.
Yeah.
May Instagram page na
Wala
siya,
pa
pero hindi
kaming
pa siya
Instagram.
fully functional. So,
Hindi pa.
hanap-hanapin nyo lang si Boodie
Maybe
sa
on the next
Instagram.
episode.
Sikat na
It's
sikat na
great,
siya
guys.
sa
Masarap siya.
PBA.
So yeah.
It's really, really good. Yun lang, cookies. And last siguro, happy anniversary. kaka 1 year anniversary lang ng The Halo Halo Show, their podcast also
Happy
in the Philippines.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary, JC and Rika. And happy kakapanganak lang, Sab Magalona of Wake
Close
Up with Jim
tayo
and
eh.
Sab.
Oh my God, I'm such a fan.
Vito Mato. Vito Tomato? Vito Mato?
Vito Burrito.
Hindi, kasi si Pancho Burrito. Ngayon, si Vito yung bago.
Vito Tomato?
Tomato. Vito Tomato. Vito.
Vito Tomato.
I mean, we love Wake Up with Jim and Sab as well. So, congrats to you guys for all your achievements in life.
Yay. Wow, close tayo eh.
Close tayo. And yeah, go listen to all other Filipino podcasts after listening to us.
Okay.
So, thanks guys for listening.
Thank you
Sobrang overtime
for
tayo.
listening to our
See you
ramblings.
next
Yeah.
time.
Bye.
Bye.